We are 1 week away from the season opener of the Oklahoma State Championship Series for 2022. We've got a new race director running the program. And we got the mayor in the house tonight, boys. We're about to kick this thing off again. It's episode 15 of the Pit Racing Podcast. Here we go.
I forgot to turn my gas on and I was doing a backflip.
You never knew who might show up in the pro class.
I mean, it would have been a perfect pass, but...
Allegedly, it would have been a
yeah, it would have. Like, we do what we do.
Yeah. Ex-quad god, Chase Snap.
Pit racing, pit golfing.
Pit racing.
Pit racing, boy.
Shit, move. Presented by SSI Decals, this is the Pit Racing Podcast coming at you right now. Mr. Mayor,
yes.
Good to see you again. You know, last time we had you in here, there's a lot of people that said they felt like you weren't quite in your final form. You feeling a little more loosened up this time around, ready to get into it a little bit?
I'm always ready. I don't know what they were talking about.
Birthday boy.
Yeah, it's your birthday. You got to be feeling it.
Yeah, and it's St. Patrick's Day. Is St. Patrick's Day the same day every year?
Yeah, it's my birthday.
It's always your
year.
birthday every year? Oh, shit. Well, that explains a lot, you know?
You're gonna have to let that mullet down and let it fly.
Oh, shit. What have you been up to? Things been going good for you?
Oh, yeah, just been working a bunch, trying to let the kid ride and trying to chase as many fat girls as possible.
That's what we like to hear.
He took lessons from my dad.
Hog hunting.
He always said more to hold on to.
That's a chasing side.
He always had the fat girl sticker on his golf cart on the back of his truck.
Oh, I see. Toby Keith calls that running block.
What is the...
you ever heard that song?
No.
Oh, it's funny as hell. He's talking about his buddy sets him up on a blind date, and he rolls up, and his buddy's with a huge chick, and then he meets the girl that he's getting hooked up with, and she's even bigger than his girl is. He said the song's like, we're running block. It's funny shit. What was you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say, what do they call that sticker where it's a girl, like trucker girl?
I know. So she's like laying back. Yeah. But it shows a fat girl.
Exactly. But he always had one. And the Yoakums, actually, Adrian Yoakum made the stickers and supplied them to my dad and a couple other guys. And he had one on the golf cart on his truck. And it was basically a joke. He would always, talk about fat girls and more to hold on to and all that. And, my mom's over there. Definitely not fat
mortified.
girl.
No, not at all.
She's just, shaking her head. But I don't know. It just made me think of that.
I was getting to. I really don't like chasing fat girls.
No, you weren't kidding.
What? I thought you was being dead serious.
I mean, he wasn't wrong. There is more to hold on to.
So what, you hit up the Cowboy Club before you rolled over here or what?
Yeah, I went over there and had a couple beers with Joe. He said it was my birthday, the owner. He said, come have a couple beers. I'm going to buy you some beers for your birthday. So I went over there before we came here.
You need to tell Joe we're going to be rolling in big time next time we show up there for a show.
Joe told me, he said, man, I kind of screwed up. I had a bunch of people booked, and then I was like, man, the best guy in the house, Austin Dixon, I skipped him for like 2 months. He was kind of upset about it, but he said, we'll be back. When I got in there, he's like, man, I'm missing the O-Town crew. Where y'all at?
Yeah. We, so after I played the last show there, we went and, I reinvested the money I've made off of playing there and went and bought a whole new speaker system with a new soundboard and everything. So it's going to be a whole new show.
They ain't going to know what to think this time.
No, like I've already got some ideas of how to make it super cool. Like, it's going to be a lot different because them things we had in there last time. I mean,
those were ancient.
We might as well had a boombox sitting next to me putting D batteries in it.
So you're saying their new roof they just got? You're going to be blowing the roof off.
Exactly. Yeah, we're going to be lifting that thing up.
Let's send some nails, bud.
The only bad part is, as soon as I went and spent my money on a new speaker system, my truck literally bit the dust the next day. I don't know. Did I tell you about this? I know I texted you that happened, but I don't know if I gave you the full story.
It was a few days before that. You were talking about how you weren't going to buy a new truck and that you could just put a new engine in, for $3,000.
Yeah.
And I said, well, then you're going to have other shit, transmission, wiring, all kinds of shit that can go wrong. And then it's like a week later, you're like, the truck bit the dust.
Yeah. Even doing all that, it's still cheaper than $800 a month. But needless to say, so I go to Guitar Center the day before this happens and spend like $1,000 on new speakers and a new soundboard and everything else. And we spent the whole night messing with it, singing karaoke at the house pretty much. It was a good time. But then the next day I'm backing out of my driveway to go to work, and I get like all the way to the other side of the street, just getting ready to put it in drive. And I hear this loud pop noise, and I'm like, Lou! I'm like, shit, like I know there ain't a mailbox back there. Like, did I hit something or what? So I'm kind of looking behind the truck, and then I was like, well, I don't see anything, so I put it in drive.
Philly blowout.
I put it in drive, and I turned the wheel like 4 inches and moved the truck forward about 4 inches, and the whole front right side of the truck just hits the freaking ground. I was like, oh, fuck. So I get out of the truck, and sure enough, that front wheel is just laying over there in the front. The bumper's on the ground, and the CV axle on the front right broke. And then when that happened, like there was basically no support on an already worn out ball joint, and it just sheared that ball joint off.
At least it was leaning to the right, and ain't nobody wanting to lean to the
You should
left.
have just and I hear you were blocking the street.
Yeah, it was kind of blocking the street. Like there was enough room to get a car around, but it was a circus watching people come through there, because they'd pull up and they'd sit there for like 5 minutes. It's like the old Burger King skit that we used to watch. They're like, where do I go? You know, and it's like,
You had to give them the old wave.
yeah, I was like,
Come on by.
go around. Like, it ain't going anywhere. There's no wheel on the front right, you know? And then I called the tow truck, and he said, I'll be there in 90 minutes. I'm like, all right, cool. And granted, remember, I still had to go to work, but I'm teaching a night class right now. So Natalie, she gets home, and I was going to take her truck to work. And the tow truck don't show up until I'm pulling back into the house from teaching this night class. So this is like 4 hours later. And get it on the tow truck, and I had called this guy in town, and we haven't lived there long enough to really figure out, you know, what the good place is to go to get your truck worked on or whatever. And I looked on Google. This dude showed up in town and had 5 stars, like 30 reviews. I was like, damn, that's pretty good, you know. Either he's really good or he paid for them reviews.
I got a lot of cousins helping him out.
Yeah. So I call this guy. I tell him what happened, and he's like, oh, hell, yeah, bring it over, you know. And I said, well, the tow truck's probably not going to be here till late. How late are you open? He's like, 10 o'clock. I was like, damn. All right, well, I'll have it over there. So it gets taken over there. And then he calls me the next day, and he says, hey, if you can get the parts over to me for this thing, I can probably have it done tomorrow. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. Well, right now I'm at the house, and my wife's at work, and you got my wheel, so I have to wait till she gets home, and then we can go get the parts. And he said, well, where do you live at? I told him, and he said, well, hey, you're just 5 minutes from me. I'll come get you. So him and his wife show up in a minivan, and they got summer teeth. For those of you who don't know what summer teeth are, some are here and some are there. And
some ain't there.
Some are not.
Some are not.
But they're just nice as can be, and they drive me to AutoZone in town. He tells them what parts I need, and then I paid for them. And he says, hey, you want to come see the truck? I'll show you what's wrong with it. And I said, sure, I got nothing else to do. So we go down to his shop. I'm thinking we're going to roll up to like a, you know, workshop for trucks and stuff, and turn the corner, and we pull into his driveway of his house. It's a single wide trailer from about 1980 with a huge shit pile out front of it, and my truck's sitting right there next to the shit pile. I thought, God damn, this is gonna be interesting here. And I get out of the truck, and we crawl under it, and he's like, you see that right there? You know, he said this and that. I'm like, yeah, that all makes sense, you know. And he was doing the other side too. And then after he showed me what was wrong with it, we sat there and talked for a little bit. He talked to me for about 30 minutes, all his projects he had going on in that junk pile, and he had a cigarette and I had a dip, and then he took me home, and then he had my truck fixed the next day.
Like a hell of a time.
Yeah, and he charged me a pretty fair price for
That's
it too.
good people.
I was like, fuck yeah, I love living in a small town again. It's good shit. There's like 3,000 people there. Which I know compared to O-Town's a big town, but
I thought you were going to say it was a bad experience, and I was going to say you should have called Curtis Kirk. He could tell you.
Yeah, no, it was a good experience, but that's true. I always forget that he don't live too far from me now. But
I mean, he's gone most of the time working, but he's kind of like the mayor over here.
Shit, boy.
He knows everybody.
We officially have a mayor button now, ladies and gentlemen. We've been talking about it for 14 episodes,
and I got that finger ready.
We had to get the mayor back in the house so that we could record it onto the soundboard and just hit that bitch. Ready to just pump that thing all night.
Did
long.
you say the mayor again?
What? Something about the mayor?
Shit, boy.
But yeah, so
like I have my own personal.
The
button
rule
on this
is
deal?
the rule is every time that word is said, that button gets hit. We've talked about it for a year.
Every time his name gets mentioned.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like
whether
like
it's
if I say the mayor,
Shit, boy.
that goes down.
or if you say Blake Barnes,
oh, missed it.
Shit, boy.
all right, we're gonna wear it out.
Yeah.
Button's gonna get worn out.
Paint's already wore off the top of it.
Oh shit. So we did, since it's right before the state series starts. We did this last year. We'll do it again this year. We're just gonna get into a little breakdown of the series. I got to get the schedule pulled up here. We got some new stuff coming in this year for the series, which is pretty cool. They finally got a new track on the series, which I think is a great thing. And they added Sweet 16. I'm sure most of you listening know that by now, but why did I look up Sweet 16? I was supposed to look up the state series page here. But I'm pretty excited for that. I haven't ridden there since I was in high school, but I know you haven't been out there yet, have you?
No,
you were going to go out there.
No, I went recently.
You did?
3 weeks ago, probably. And they've changed a lot. It's they took out a lot of trees, which I was surprised. I kind of felt like the trees helped in some areas for, keep shade on the track.
Yeah.
To help with moisture. But it also opened it up really good for spectators. You can pretty much see the whole track now where, parts of it you couldn't see. And then they also changed up some jumps, along the highway there.
Mm-hmm.
They made that one. It was a big jump already, but man, it's huge now. I think they said it's over. I think
Well over 20 feet.
yeah, 120.
So how'd they get cleared to do this kind of stuff? Because I remember they got shut down a long time ago.
I think all their they got everything.
Yeah,
now.
I think
clear.
I don't know for sure, but I think they got rezoned or something. Whatever the issue was with the city, which I'm pretty sure is zoning. Brady got all that squared away, and they also, I noticed they opened up more area for parking. I don't know if he bought the lot or next to it or whatever, close to that church.
Kind of crazy, but the track to me for some reason still seems kind of like a newer track. But I mean, I was going out there all the time about 9-10 years ago.
It's been there for 20 years, which is crazy.
Yeah, but they didn't do like much though until we started going out.
Yeah,
there
it wasn't public
10 years ago.
It wasn't
or however
public
long.
till about 10 years
I
ago.
remember one time me and Cole, we was at Froze and we went out there for a little bit. Remember?
Yeah.
We rode our bikes there from Froze.
You remember the Froze house though?
Yeah, that was
Froze
fun.
house was pretty. I think Eddie built that.
But
I never rode at his house. I went there, but I never rode there.
I think taking the trees down and getting rid of the shade helps a lot. Like as far as like
For a real track.
blind, like shadows. You know what I mean? Like coming in a corner, like for instance, like Freestone's really bad about it. You be coming in a corner and you can't. The shade hides the braking bumps.
Like
and
Washougal
You don't
shit.
even know what's coming because of the shade. And I think that probably helped that track a lot because I remember it being like that kind of. I'm glad though that it's on the circuit. I think it needs to be in the state series for a very long time.
Yeah, there's a reason when they post a practice, you'll see 50 shares, people sharing it and tagging their friends, and people are always raving about it.
Was it fun when you were out there last time?
Yeah, it was a real windy day, and it was kind of dry.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I went on Sunday. They were open Saturday and Sunday. Apparently, Saturday was pretty good, but it was windy, and so it was a little dry. But still, I mean, the layout. It's one of those tracks where I can ride lap after lap after lap just because I'm having fun.
And it's long. You don't get tired of it.
Right, and it doesn't wear you out real quick because it's kind of it's not tight at all, so it doesn't.
It reminds me more of like a Texas style track than any other track in Oklahoma.
Kind of like Swan.
And that's what everybody wants to go to.
That is
Yeah.
true. Yeah. Kind of got the elevation changes and stuff, kind of that loamy stuff.
I'm excited though because to have them on the series, Brady, the owner, they're really good people and have poured a lot of money and time into that place. Which really, it's his place, but he's also got a group of friends that have they do a lot of the work there and have put a lot of the time, since he's so busy with his business. But
so rumor that I heard about that is why it's on the state race is because remember we had that outlaw page talking crap about or what need to be changed and
the
members only or whatever.
Oklahoma MX
Only fans.
Championship Winers page. Yeah.
Supposedly they took our vote off that and that's how they voted for that track.
Really?
That's a rumor. I don't know if it's completely true, but I heard it from a pretty good source.
Either way, I feel like however they took the vote, I feel like it would probably make it on there.
You know what would be a good thing to do, and I'm sure he'd be down to do it, is get Brad's number and call him once in a while and just see get the rundown on what's going on and what they're talking about.
That or Marshall, one of the two.
Or Marshall, that's true. Yeah, Marshall too, because they don't really, tell anybody what they talk about, what decisions they make, anything.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
I think that would be pretty easy to do. They'd probably be excited about that.
Oh yeah, Brad will tell you whatever you want to know. But when we started this, Austin, you said something about there's a new sheriff in town.
Yeah. Speaking of which, so the race director position for the Oklahoma State Championship Series, for anybody who doesn't know, it was announced at the banquet. I know not everybody goes to the banquet, but previously it was Jeremy Abney that ran the series. He did that for many years, and he stepped down, and they are replacing him with Brad Rogers, otherwise known as Bad Brad, amongst our little cohort here.
Bad Brad. 207 on the Yammy.
Yep.
Right.
Look out.
Some competition for the pit racing group here.
Yeah.
Besides Supernal.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because he doesn't.
Absolutely. But I'm excited for that change.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't race no more.
Yeah. I'm excited for that change because I think it's good to have a racer in that position, which I know the Abneys have a history of racing and stuff, but, Brad is also a concurrent racer as well. So it'll be good to have that kind of person in that position to kind of see how things are ebbing and flowing and hear feedback from racers and make decisions accordingly.
He's probably one of the realer dudes at the track. He understands everything. I think he's perfect for the job.
Yeah, definitely. So I want to talk about just kind of like we did last year, go through all the different tracks, especially because there's a few new. Well, there's one new one this year, and then
What about Del City?
Do what?
Del City,
Oh, Del City. It is not on there yet.
but Stillwater still is.
Yeah, AMP is on there May 21st and 22nd.
Del City.
I think we've mentioned
we're not
this.
racing Del City this year.
Well, I think Austin's mentioned this. So as of now, the rules are Jeremy's going to have one race on the series, and he can pick Stillwater or Del City.
Yeah.
I think Cole's talking about.
No, I'm talking exactly about Del City.
Yeah, so Del City's not on as of now. Jeremy,
Anything that has city at the end, he says shitty. Moto shitty.
That wasn't
Elk shitty.
a derogatory.
Del shitty.
Cole's never been to the
Oklahoma
facility,
shitty. Anyway, so the story is, and I got this from Jeremy last time I was at DCMX, is that he said that right now the rules are that if you own and operate two tracks, you can only have one of them on the series, which he kind of had a complaint about because back in the day, the Baker boys ran 2 or 3 tracks that were on the series, and so obviously the rules have changed since then, or maybe the boys club has rearranged a little bit. I don't know. I don't really know how all that works, but
Not everybody's bad as the Bakers, though.
I guess
they
yeah,
can handle it.
Yeah, but anyway, So they last year. Where did we start last year? Moto City was round 1 last year.
Moto Shitty.
I'll give you that one. Moto City was round 1 last year, and Reynolds was the final round last year, and now Reynolds is round 1 this year, which Reynolds was a bitch at the end of the year last year. It was everything I had to get a top 5 at that race at the end of the year to hold on to my championship, because I was riding like a girl. That's what that track does to me. That's
Amelia.
That's a man's track, and I was not
Separate
up
the
for the
men.
challenge. That's right.
That's
He
what
was a
Pops-
boy. He was a boy.
I was a boy with my fucking wiener tucked between my legs.
That college
weekend.
degree came out
Yes,
in that
it did.
episode.
Yes, it
That
did.
race.
I was out there doing calculus trying to figure out how I could get into this rut, dude. I was like, what the fuck?
Spent too much time on those equations.
That's right. I was sitting there just plugging. I was over at Marshall's like, get me dialed
Hey,
in.
I give you credit. That track eats my lunch too. So
That's what.
I feel like back in the day, me and Supernaw used to go quite a bit on when they had the Wednesdays.
It's way different than it used to be.
Yes, I agree. But still, if we could ride a track somewhat similar to that,
All the time. Yeah.
you know, somewhat every now and then. But it's every time I go there, the last couple of years is just I'm a fish out of water.
Yeah. And Ponca gets gnarly too, but it's not gnarly in the same way. Like
I like it. I enjoy it, but I just my skill set is a little. It's just not.
It's
there.
just like last year. I think was even more extreme than it usually is because there was a bunch of rain that week, and then it was super deep. On like Saturday was borderline mud in practice, and then Sunday it firmed up a little bit, but it was still super deep. And I mean, just everywhere you're going, your front wheel's trying to go knife, you know, and then you're getting into ruts and knifing, and then you're hitting jumps with 12 ruts on the face and knifing, and it's just sketchy.
You're reminding me. So I missed that. Me and Supernaw both did because it was Gold Rush weekend.
Right.
So my memory is 2 years ago, the state race,
Put in work.
and
there,
it was
too.
the same thing. It rained. I
Like a
think
top
Thursday.
10.
I think it rained Thursday or Friday before that race as well,
Yeah,
and so it was similar conditions.
yeah, it was gnarly for sure.
And that was my worst finish of the year.
You also got to deal with a girl on the 85 running faster lap times than you too. So
For
I mean
sure.
that's hurting
Yeah.
the ego.
Kylie wasn't there this past.
Her spirit was
Fast
though, and
race.
you still knew her lap times were going to be faster. So that's wearing on the mind. I mean, you get all the factors involved, and it's just not a good show.
Yeah, it's a tough track.
I have like I don't know how many good memories I have there. It seems like I always wadded, always dreaded.
You
the
have
drive.
one good memory that I know of.
I know that one. But the main memory I have is I had like $8 to my name, and I was going there 3 times a week. Gas was about what it is now.
That's true.
Chase was probably buying my Subway at the local shop
That's
Definitely done that.
and my snuff can. So, I mean, it was just all in all. I don't know. I've seen enough of the place.
Yeah.
I'll still go back. I have no problem with it. I like going there. The track's fun, but I don't know. Just not a racer no more, you know? No time for Bernards.
Bernard.
Will, you talking about Will Bernard, Missouri?
It's kind of a memory thing.
Talking about Alfred Bernard.
You remember Will?
Oh, yeah. I think my dad brought him up not too long
I wonder
ago.
where that dude's at.
I mean, we could go anywhere with that. He maybe got a job, is doing good. He may be locked up for 10 years. I mean, you could go anywhere with it. But I know he was a cool dude back then and went pretty fast on the Hondas.
Yeah.
Anytime I hear Bernard, I think Frezzy.
There's something, it's either, I'm never going to say Raynard. I'm either going to say Renard, Bernard, or something like it. It just sounds, it flows off the tongue. You know? Renard. Does that sound better than Raynard? I mean, Renard.
Well, seeing as you have once in a while been our local expert on riding technique, you got any advice for the fans on how to approach that track?
I mean, if you've never rode a track that's like that, I don't know, just I wouldn't ride over the head at first. It's gonna, I mean, it depends on the weekend and how the track forms, but it's not your local highway if you're one of those guys that just goes wide open everywhere. It's not like that. It's not about just going as fast as you can everywhere. It's about finding the line that's smooth, and you got to mix it up. I mean, your line's going to change. You might just think a lot of times when a track's rough and has a lot of lines, you get stuck in one line and you won't try anything different.
Yeah.
You got to try something different. I mean, if you're going, if that line ain't working, what's it going to hurt to try something different the next time around? Mm-hmm. And also watch the guys that are going fast in practice. I mean, not particularly in your practice, but go watch the class that you know there's fast guys in there and watch their lines. Watch what they do.
Yeah.
Because most likely they're going to be either almost off the track most of the time or a line you wouldn't expect to see.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And then, depending on your skill level and everything, your bike setup will kind of become a factor. If your suspension's way soft or way stiff, and you're gonna maybe go to Marshall's and be like, hey, this is what my bike's doing. What can I do to try to help it?
Yeah, that's true for sure. I went to when I was there last year. I went to Marshall and I said, hey, like every corner I go into, the bike's trying to knife on the inside. It's like whatever. And he's like, all right, let's move your forks down in the clamps a little bit. We did that, and it felt a lot better after he did that.
The biggest advice I could get though is just slow down, figure out what your issue is, and then go about it like that.
Yeah.
Don't just try to go faster, because if you're going slower, it's not working. Going faster probably ain't gonna help.
Slow down, do it right. The fast guy's going to win on a track like that, or the guy more experienced technique is going to win on a track like that.
Yeah, it's
the guy
Oklahoma.
that's just a crazy, wild riding, not right or not. I don't know how to say that. Like
Just riding above his skill level, out of control, wide open.
You're not
He's
gonna
probably
win on that
he's
track.
probably going to find the dirt.
Yeah.
You're not going to win on that track.
Giving it more throttle is not necessarily the winning strategy at that track. It's more
Yeah, a lot of times when tracks get so rough, it's not about giving it more gas. It's about just finding the smoother line to be able to go faster.
Yeah, for sure.
I would way rather ride a rough track like that takes like technique over a highway though.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it gets real dangerous is when you're on a like Rainiers. To me, it's not. It depends on the years, but sometimes it is a really fast track. The last time I was there, it wasn't that fast of a track, and it was really rough. But there was no sections to where I'm like fourth wide, and I'm hitting a straightaway that's just full of braking bumps, and I'm completely out of control.
Yeah.
It was pretty slower sections that are really rough, but like I said, you're not going that fast.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It was still arm pump central for me.
someone washed up like me that drinks as many Miller Lights as he can in the day, yeah.
As many as he can.
Arms were pumped, but
We know where he's at.
I guess I've raced long enough that I could get it through the moto.
Yeah.
Not at peak performance, but peak enough for a pro Miller rider.
But basically, at the end of the day, a track like that, technique's going to win. Over,
Yeah, if you-
Come up to that mic a little bit for me, Blake.
over idiot speed.
Yeah, and the big thing too is like you learn that technique on that really rough track. You learn how to kind of go fast. You get to a smoother track, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I can
Perfect
go
example.
twice as fast on this track.
Perfect example, Mr. Mayor over here.
Shit, boy.
He could come out at Raynard's next weekend, hop on Supernaw's bike, and probably smoke me. And then we could come out on a different race where I feel like, wide open track, I may be able to hang with him.
Shit, boy.
You'd probably
didn't say it
like
again.
10 years. What the fuck you talking about?
sniff the roost.
I
You know what I'm saying, though.
I mean,
you still have the you could hit a rut
You still got
better
it.
than
I remember
I can.
watching you at, what was it, Bubs Creek? A year and a half ago or so, you got on Supernaw's bike.
if I was going to race a race this year, I would pick like Raynard's Sweet 16, something that was a rough technical track.
Ponca.
Like if you wanted me to race it,
See, I don't feel like Sweet 16's technical, though.
it is because it's rough and fast and like pick like sweep wide, cut in. Like there's a lot of things that
That you're
Not-
seeing that I'm not.
a lot of people don't see that I know. I'm not saying you or nobody. I'm just saying your average Joe isn't going to be right on your ass, Chase, because you know more than he knows. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I would take more of a rough track. If I was going to race, I would race a rough track just because I hate a smooth track.
Yeah, like say we go to TMX and there's not much separators there.
Exactly.
And if you guys are me, Blake, Chase's age, Austin's age, and you grew up Extreme World in the heyday, we're talking pavement.
Yeah.
We're talking
That's
we're
'cause of
talking
the
pavement.
quads out there.
I can remember
Wasn't even always the quads.
Four wheelers.
even when they got rid of quads, it was still a highway.
I know y'all sons of bitches have heard of Blue Groove, but I'm talking like this thing was asphalt.
There was quad tards out there.
Dude, we
Oh,
got
and them goddamn Snap Brothers, sons of
Easy
bitches.
now. Easy now.
we got into me and Mason when he was at my house a couple weeks ago. We got into the old camcorder, and there was some footage on there of me racing 80s.
Yeah,
at
I
Extreme World.
got prime footage of
And-
the
well,
them
and there was-
brothers I just mentioned.
And there was footage of you on there too, racing at Extreme World, and it was just a
Lightning?
Yeah, it was a highway.
I was talking about me on the track, but
Oh, you were showing some speed. You and Corey Green had a little battle going.
that's another one we're gonna get him on.
We need to do that.
He hit me up a while back, but we kind of been in limbo. So
Okay.
But yeah,
I think we should have Jimmy McGarth on.
McGarth Jr. I don't know. He's like, I heard he went on a rampage. I don't know where he's at. You have to talk to Shipman on that one.
Locked up.
He's probably linking up with Ronnie Mack.
Ronald?
Yep. All right. Well, Supernaut, that's good insight on Reynolds.
He said, "Shut the fuck up."
Bernard's?
Did he say Bernard's?
Say something about Frez. So round 2 is at OMC, Oklahoma Motorsports Complex, aka Norman.
Riders meeting.
Hey, Bo, get it going now.
Hey, he's got a lot
Big
of
sexy. You
enthusiasm.
talking about big sexy?
Big
Yeah.
sexy bullshit.
You gotta love him. The guy puts in 110% of his effort, and
We got 100 of it.
he loves it. And whether you love him or hate him, I respect him. He's got a pretty good place there with the track and the motocross track, the go-kart track. I feel like I enjoy going there every year. It's a pretty fun weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I know we've gotten a little rowdy on the go-karts and made him a little mad a couple times.
I'm out on that. So like every time we do that, I've got a raging headache. I'm over it.
Yeah.
pay $25 to get a freaking migraine for the rest of the night.
I learned last time too, when you're fat and heavy like me,
Oh,
carts are a little slower.
Yeah, and but on the other flip side of that, you rock people when you hit them.
Oh yeah, like a bowl. I'm like you go bowling. You got an 8, 10, 12. I'm a 14 pounder coming in with some heat.
Oh shit. Norman's kind of a in between in terms of how it usually shapes up for the state race. Like we talked about Reynolds, it stays soft, it stays sticky and grabby, and it also gets rough and technical. And OMC gets rough at the state race, but it also dries out usually, and so you're kind of you're kind of in one way attacking the track because it's such a fast track, but also it's really dry, and really rough at the end of the day, and so it's kind of a weird way to approach a track. But
yeah, I was gonna say anytime I've been there for the state series, second moto is always way different than the first moto.
Right.
First moto, the track's normally pretty good, and then second moto, depending on where you're at in the lineup, but it's changed a lot.
Yeah, well, and you can get in trouble overriding that track too, because especially with a lot of riders there, it'll develop chug holes in the face that you don't see until the last possible second, which I
was gonna say I got
first-hand experience with.
I got one tip for you this year: just race the track. Don't try to do freestyle.
Yeah, for sure. No
Supermans.
No Supermans this year. But yeah, it's a really fast track and really jumpy track, and all the jumps are super steep, shoot you super high with super steep landings. It's probably the only track like that on the series, to be honest. And I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about that track anymore because I put so many laps in there. I mean, I used to live 15 minutes from that place, so I just go there every Thursday and practice and practice and practice. And it's kind of like how we were with Reynolds by the time we were 19, 20 years old. We had gone there so many times over the years that it was just kind of like, meh. But it's a good track, especially if the dirt can stay good. It's really good, but it's hard to do at that place. It seems like it's always at a time of the year where it's windy and hot. This year, though, it's actually first week of April, so that may help us out a little bit on that front. But
They're at the risk for rain out.
Yeah, seriously.
March, April, May is tough.
Definitely. What are your thoughts on OMC Deep?
I guess I've only rode it twice in the last couple of years, but there's just one thing that always eats me up every time I go there. So there's like a
Taryn O'Dell.
That's number one. I mean, shots fired.
If Taryn's there, he's gonna be fucking shredding. That's all he's doing.
He's committed. He's ready to race.
His bike's washed.
But there's that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the track good enough in my head to point out every detail, but I know you hit like a little table and then like a little switchback, and then there's a double right into a corner, like real high speed. And throughout the throughout the weekend.
Yep. I know what you're talking
It gets
about.
really beat, and for some reason, I always find myself OJ in that double into the corner, and I
breakers.
land into a breaker.
Yeah.
And I'm too stupid to go get my suspension stiffened or set up, so it's way too soft. And them front forks almost come through the top of the fork every time. And my wrist, almost, I don't know how they don't break, but they don't.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I think he does it up like pretty well on the state race. I mean, it's going to be better than your average practice day.
Yeah.
So I mean, he does the best he can, and it stays decent for what it is. It's a lot of racing going on throughout the week, so it ain't going to be perfect, but
Yeah.
it's a fun track. It's got a couple of jumps too, to where like he's got that step down that you did supercross or freestyle career on. He's got that jump table, and then the next table, and it's kind of one of them tables to where, I mean, you think about a table, it's like, no brainer, but it's actually kind of peaky, and like you don't want to case it or over clear it, so you kind of have to time it right.
Right.
That's a pretty cool jump.
Yeah.
And then last year, you added a little bit of different stuff. You had that roller sand section kind of by that far side, and then
Yeah, it's very
he had
similar to that.
those
still.
3 doubles that like I would love to try to hit on a 110. At least the first one.
Yeah.
If I could cut the track. But
He's changed that up a little bit. Last time I was there, like a month ago maybe, he took out like the first tiny one. Or no, he took out the second one. So it's just, he's still got the first tiny step up, and then there's a straight, and then there's the one at the end.
another guarantee. Probably over clearing the finish line 20 feet at least once. Like the face is so big, and like
Yeah.
I'm coming up to it hot, and I'm like, oh, I'm good. And there's a whirr,
Yeah.
straight to Indo shitty to almost die.
Did I tell you Aldridge wadded on that thing like last time I went out there? Me and him were kind of doing laps together.
Scrub daddy or what? What
And
happened?
Not really. I mean, he kind of like soaked it up a little bit.
I mean, how'd he crash?
Well, he kind of soaked it up a little bit, and I really don't know what he did. All of a sudden, he was Indo
Just
Nation,
Indo shitty?
and just he didn't go over the bars, but he landed on the front wheel and then knifed,
Squirrely?
and it
Yeah.
just launched him off. Yeah,
How'd that composite subframe hold up?
it broke. and then he spent the last like month and a half trying to find one. Nobody had one. He just texted me like 3 days ago and said,
The
I
world-
finally found a subframe.
The world has nothing right now. I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care what it is. If you need it, they ain't got it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it goes.
Yeah, he said he called everybody from like Stillwater to Altus Motorsports, and nobody had one.
Yeah,
That's only like 150 miles.
I've been needing a front brake lever for the KTM and hadn't found one. Haven't looked, but hadn't found one either.
I got one at my house.
That's one end of the state to the other. That's why I was saying that.
Kind of in the middle to the one side.
What? Altus?
Stillwater's kind of in the middle.
North Central.
Weatherman.
I'm in the middle of the state.
Dude
in
knows
Oklahoma City.
geography, all right? Too lit.
Anyway, yeah, that's always a good race. For some reason, there's always a really good plus 25 turnout there too. Like we had 19 riders or something like that in plus 25 last year, which is pretty cool to see.
That's one thing I was going to mention earlier when we were on Bernard's. The first round of the state series is heavy,
Always got some hitters.
and then Raynard's I feel like is heavy.
Yeah.
Wherever it's at. So I feel like it's gonna be a pretty good, as long as weather cooperates. I feel like it's gonna be a pretty mean first round for the Oklahoma State
I
series.
bet you see 500 plus at Raynard's.
Yeah.
That's a bold statement, but I wouldn't put it.
First round, they normally get
400 normally.
over 400. I bet it'd be 550.
I wouldn't be
That's
surprised.
mine.
I wouldn't either.
555.
555. 55, that's a good number.
Last year at Raynard's, the turnout wasn't very good, but they rescheduled it 3 times,
And it was in November.
and it was cold.
Yeah, it was in November.
So that doesn't
We
really
weren't.
say
Me
much.
and Supernaut weren't there. I know of a handful of people that weren't there because of Gold Rush, which I know is not a huge like state series. In Gold Rush is kind of a different crowd, but there's a handful like us that go there every year.
Yep.
And it was tough. I was looking forward to Raynard's, but it's Gold Rush. I'm not missing it. So.
I don't care if it's your
And I
kid.
wasn't in the series. I missed most of the
Yeah.
year. So
Woods were calling, you know what I mean?
Chase, even if your kid's being born,
Hey,
we
speaking
still
of-
got to race Gold Rush, right?
exactly, Lake was born.
Like
I had
2
to
days
leave.
after
Yeah, I had
or
to,
something?
3 years ago. I had to leave Gold Rush, and I
Prime
was still
out of
there
there.
for 2 or 3 days, but missed the team race.
Hard.
For my
Still
son's
hurting.
birth, but now he has the birthday at Gold Rush every weekend. every weekend, every year. Speaking
I was
of
thinking I
Gold,
won't be that kid birthday every weekend.
speaking of Gold Rush, Supernal, has your bike been washed since November 5th of 2021?
Still waiting for pickup from Snap Cleaning.
That's gonna
I
be.
mean,
It's gonna be.
Crystal Pools, Crystal Bike. I thought it all ran in the same. I thought it was the same thing.
Well, you didn't book your appointment. That's gonna be a hefty price tag on that one.
We can't.
Hopefully I can afford it is all I can say. I mean, Jesus. It needs some TLC.
Well, cut you a deal. What you told me you wanted the Jacinta the other night, we'll just call it even on that. What was that?
Negative 400, yes, sir. Let's go.
You talking about the 400 one or the 1800 one?
I mean, he's still negative. So I ain't
2200?
he's still negative total, so I ain't getting paid.
I mean, I got a loose Benjamin that can easily slide that way. If we're going to get much over that, we're going to have to talk.
Hey, Cole,
I'll give
Cole,
you $100 job, and you come look at it and see if you want to give me another 100 for.
Cole, just simmer down for a little bit. Chase will drink about 4 more beers. He'll probably do it for about 25.
I mean,
Shoot.
let's get it.
Thornhill just texted me.
I've always done it for free, so I don't know where this.
I had
money's
room
coming from.
room and board for free. I didn't have bike washing on for free.
Chase, Thornhill just texted me. He said, "You guys recording?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Get Chase lit, and
Sauced.
off or sauced or something." I showed Cole, but get him off on something crazy."
Tangent.
I can't get near as wild as that guy. I mean, I wish I could.
Midget chicken coop race.
He's a wild dude. I love Thornhill.
Hey, and speaking of Thornhill, y'all ever seen, like, I can't remember what Austin Powers movie it is, but he's like, I also like to live dangerously. You know that part of the movie? Okay, so that new song I wrote a while back, I guess Blake showed it to Thornhill, and Thornhill sent me a text, and he said, I also like a strong nicotine buzz.
Nice.
He likes the green nicotine.
Like, I didn't, yeah, no shit. I didn't even send him the song, and he just sent me a message on Facebook.
What's the green nicotine? Am I missing out on something?
That reef, old son.
Oh, we're talking about healing up.
Yeah, that real hill.
Jesus. I know we're talking about that. Dank bank.
That heal yourself.
I mean, it's the devil's lettuce, but she.
So I got a request. Anonymous was asking about the mayor's love life lately.
Oh,
It's solid. It's solid.
He almost didn't come in. He said he was looking through the
Beating them
schedule.
off. I mean, he's got his book out. There's a lot on the list.
Yeah.
Pit Racing almost didn't find it.
Fully booked.
Yeah.
What you guys talking about?
All right, what you talking about, Willis?
It was that 112 asking.
He said, and that's all I have to say
Kyle
about
Frosch.
that.
Kyle Frosch.
Kyle Frosch.
That's who
Who said Frosch?
I did.
Oh, you
That's who sent the anonymous.
Oh, okay.
He always wanted to talk shit about something.
Hey, ask him if the
I hear he's
campers
moving
are
out your
rocking.
way.
He already did. He bought a
Oh, he
house
did?
on the lake, like
He said Cleveland area is what I saw you posted.
On
yeah,
Keystone?
It's basically like 48,
Smooth.
48 highway where it runs into 412, like a Westport,
Yeah.
kind of. I don't know. There's a boat ramp right there.
Close to Manford.
About right down there.
Yeah, right down there in the corner from his house. You can see the water right there by his house.
He wanted to get closer to O-Town. He was a little too far from the mayor.
It happens.
Shit, boy.
I love that button. And that, for the record, that was Austin. That wasn't me. But I've been having that finger warmed up for that button.
Which one?
I need to start
Trigger
hitting it.
fingers
No, I need to
itchy.
start hitting
Got
it with
that
the
nub or what?
Itchy.
I thought you were hitting it with the nub.
No, it's the middle finger. But I need to warm up the nub on it.
Getting cold.
Oh, shit. All
Speaking of the nub, I almost got a tattoo when we were in Daytona.
right. On the nub?
I don't buy it.
No,
That stub nose?
Almost doesn't
Almost,
cut
yeah.
it. It ain't
but
gonna
we did
cut it.
walk into
I don't buy
tattoo
it.
parlor. Me and Bruiser and my dad, we were on Main Street going this tattoo
By
place.
cruising?
Loose.
And
Was you by
it
cruising?
was basically, I mean, I'm not big on tattoos, but walking this place, it was like one of them, walk in, get a haircut.
Mm-hmm.
You walk in and get a tattoo.
Fly by night.
As soon as
tattoo
you
shop.
walk in, they had a gumball machine, and it's get what you get.
Don't throw a fit.
For black over here was $75. colors, 150 or something like that. But basically, you
What'd
put
you
your money
draw?
in. I didn't, but Bruiser
I
was.
thought you almost did this.
Well, Bruiser was one.
Didn't even put your money in the gumball machine.
No, I wasn't gonna. I
I
wasn't
almost
gonna do it.
won 100,000 at the casino, but I didn't put my money.
I
in.
wasn't gonna do that. But Bruiser really wanted a tattoo, and so he's like, "Hey, how's this work? Can we just walk in and get one?" He's like, "Yeah. I mean, we're kind of full, but we can
So what
maybe
he end
find
up
somebody."
with?
What I'm getting at is, he said, "Oh, we're full right now, but you come back in just a little bit, we'll have somebody." And then my dad was like, "Hey, look at his finger." And this guy was doing a tattoo at the time, and I showed him my
That was
nub.
the first thing that your dad thought
Yeah,
of?
because I told him, I was like,
love
I
it.
always thought it'd be cool to get a tattoo on my nub.
I've made the nub.
And the guy literally quit tattooing, looks at my finger, and his eyes lit up like he wanted to tap my nub. And I said, "What do you think would be cool on there?" I always thought, like, remember you drew like shark teeth on it?
I mean, look at the thing. It's vicious.
And he goes, "I'm thinking like an alligator head." And I was like, "Yeah, that'd be pretty cool."
It probably hurt so
you
fucking
said
But
bad.
that's what I said. I was like, "Man, I don't know. The nerves are like, some of them are
Yeah,
normal
met my wife, but
and some are not."
Yeah,
And
that shit would probably fucking
I can
hurt.
see it hurting real bad. But
Yeah.
But anyways, long story short, no tattoos were done. We left. But the guy was intrigued by my nub, and he wanted to tat it.
I mean, that was almost a cool story.
Almost as cool as Mr. Supernall over here.
I'm just saying, if
Not quite.
I walk in that tattoo shop, I'll believe them with something. I don't care. As long as they're available.
I want to get another one,
Hey,
but fuck.
that's the
goddamn,
difference between me and you. I wash my bike, you don't.
It's a fucking full paycheck. for
I
the
get the tat, you don't.
You got red
That's what I'm
hair
saying.
and soft skin. That's why you didn't do it.
Hey, that's probably true.
Oh shit! All right, well, let's roll a commercial break real quick, and then we'll come back with our synopsis of round 3. Is your bike looking thrashed right now? Those beautiful graphics you used to send pictures of to your buddies are looking roached out? Then you need to head over to SSI Decals. SSI Decals is our choice at Pit Racing for graphics on all of our bikes because they continue to set the standard for aftermarket graphics in the off-road vehicle industry. They carry a complete line of graphics kits for MX bikes, quads, side-by-side, sport bikes, snowmobiles, you name it, they make graphics for it. The kits are made from highly durable, ultra-pliable, wreck-resistant vinyl, and they're easy to apply. Their triple-layer, aggressive 3M brand adhesive will not come off, and it'll hold up to even the most unforgiving conditions. So if you need to freshen up your bike for this upcoming race season, head over to ssidecals.com, and they'll get you hooked up.
She's like, I don't know, a little taller than that, probably.
Aren't you taller than you?
No,
I couldn't be over 5'3".
Ain't nobody shorter than the mayor.
I'm metal.
Oh, shit. All right, round 3 of the 2022 OSCS Championships rolling to Jan de Burrs. This is Spav Crick's favorite track of the year.
J-Bob's.
At J-Bob's.
Shout out to J Bob. He's a supporter of the crew.
Supporter of the Pit Racing program.
Rents due, but yes, sir, he does support.
Anyway, so headed back to the national track. I don't think there's any crazy changes coming for this year that you know of. I know, Blake, they're doing some prep work this weekend for the 50 National, but do you know if they're making any big changes?
as far as I know, no.
No.
I think they're about due, though.
They need to
they
do
are.
something.
I mean, how long's the
major.
track been there now? 6 years?
No, it was in 19 the first year it was open. So,
4 years?
So it's been 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
No, I still love the track. If they never change it, I still love it. But I think it is about time to, change something up a little bit.
I agree. Yeah.
I think whenever you come down the hill and then you make the sweeper and hit the big uphill, I think if they went like in the field for a little while and then came back, and that could be optional because that's like flood land or whatever, so they could still go back
Cut
to
it
the
off if
regular
they needed
or
to.
not.
Well, how
And I
long is
think
the
that'd
lap
be
time
cool.
there already?
I think it's only like a minute 30 or something.
Really?
around
So
in
it
there.
could be
Yeah.
longer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
Do you guys remember? I'm sure we've talked about this on the podcast before, but right where Blake just mentioned coming down the hill,
It used to be a
what
lot
that used to
steeper.
be.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember us talking about this last year, that it was a lot more technical than it is now. It's kind of just rolled off stuff.
The most technical thing I find about that section is you're sliding off the first face.
Yeah.
And then you're already setting up sideways going downhill with the rollers.
Right. Yeah.
Which is cool. I mean, everybody likes something sketchy.
Which I think that makes a good racetrack. You know what I mean?
I just know the first time I went there when he built the track, that was like a straight up downhill rhythm that was peaked.
Yeah.
Like, so it was like
It would
clear
separate the men and the boys.
Yeah.
It was like clear it or you're going down.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest change I want to see, because someone wads every year, is the uphill triple after that.
I don't get
Just-
it. I don't see how Frosch ate it on that.
Well, he ate it because
he
it
thought-
was slick and a little bit rainy.
It was a
that
little
day.
bit slick, and he scrubbed just a little bit, and he come up short, and he landed a little bit sideways. And you know how you got to like turn left after? Mm-hmm. So like he was planning on setting the bike up a little bit left when he landed, and he come up short, and then it just high sided him to the right.
Sent that dude right back into retirement. Night line.
See ya.
But I just think that jump would be
Bye,
a
Felicia.
lot funner.
I think I could hit it on TTR.
It'd be a lot funner, a lot cooler if you'd peek it off. And I also think it'd be safer.
Yeah.
Frost was pretty rusty too, though. Whenever he was
Oh,
hitting
God, he was rusty. I mean, I could see it falling off the spike when he was out there. Nah, I'm kidding, Frost. I love you. But the jump's just weird.
maybe your wife, but not you. But
It's a weird jump. I mean, you're coming up really fast. And it's one of them jumps to where you just clear the landing, but you could over clear it 20 feet.
But I just thought about something. So back in the day, the big step up at Cooperland,
yeah, that's
it was really
lethal.
It was really similar in terms of like you just make it over the top for the most part.
Yeah, but that jump was so much different. It was insane.
Well, what was it? So explain to me what was different about it, because I remember it being pretty much the same way. It just was bigger.
All right, so for me personally, I have not a weird story, but it's different for me because an 85 was, if you were a real light kid on an 85 and had skill, you could probably get it, no problem. But for me, I was bigger on the 80.
Cole, you ain't never been big your whole life.
Dude, I mean, we probably weigh the same.
How tall are you right now?
6
6 foot. How much you weigh?
with these chucks on.
You're not 6 foot.
Shut the fuck up, I'm 6 foot.
And what do you weigh?
I'm like
170
right
in between.
around 5'10", and he's
Yeah.
probably an inch and a half taller than me. So
You're fucking skinny.
I'm not saying I'm not skinny, but you're still a big dude on an 80. Here's my problem with that jump. I didn't have enough power to get over it. So if it was a good, smooth situation,
Skill.
I could clear it. But that jump had a steep face, a small steep face, and a huge, tall landing. Like the landing was pretty much flat. Like you just had to crest the peak. And you
So
cleared
you're
it.
saying you didn't have that built engine that the mayor had?
I had no built-in.
Shit, boy.
But here's another problem with that jump. I raced there a lot, and a lot of times the sun, like there was a glare on the face. You couldn't even see the face. So I'd just
yeah,
be,
very
I'd be
true.
wide open, and next thing you know, I hit it, and it kind of take your breath away.
yeah, very true.
But to me, that jump was safer because you had no momentum by the time you got to the top. You spent all your momentum just trying to get to the face.
Right.
Or remember whenever when the way you're talking about, hit the step up, come down the hill, then you hit the little step
little
up that
step
had
up.
the tunnel.
Yeah.
But
Like that was just as hard as the big
Oh,
one.
that little step up, I remember clearly.
oh yeah,
There would be at least 9 ruts that started at the beginning of that corner, and they wouldn't end until the landing.
Yeah.
Like that rut would start in the corner, lead all the way around, and then you'd hit the jump. Like
it was-
on my 60, my best bet was just to get to the corner and roll the face. If I did that and didn't crash, success.
yeah.
But if you hit it, you could hit either of those step ups as hard as you wanted to. And if you come up short, you still didn't eat shit.
Yeah, it just your momentum was gone by the time you were going to
We're
land.
talking about minis here, though. Like,
on a-
imagine going back to
If
that
I
on
was
big
on a
bikes.
if I was on a 250 or 450, it would have just been an easy jump. But
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So,
But
like the
it
step
wouldn't-
up at Cooperland, do you think it would have been that much different than the Bob step up on a
Well,
on a
here's
350?
the difference. By the time I landed at Cooperland on the top of that, I had no momentum. I would have been safe. At Bob's, like I said, you're carrying so much speed up to that face, you may clip the top of the landing with a lot of forward momentum.
Yeah,
And you're going down hard.
yeah. So the jump almost needs like a little bit more face. Is
I
what you're
just-
saying?
Like Blake just mentioned, like opening up the track to where you come to the bottom of that hill and go further out and come back. I wouldn't want to. If we did that, if he did that, I wouldn't want to come up wide open third gear to a really steep face.
Yeah.
But if the track stays the way it is, I think you should make that jump with a really steep face and a bigger landing. And to me, it doesn't sound like it, but to me that makes it safer because you're going to get a lot of air, but you're not going to be going as fast because when you hit a steeper face, you don't need as much momentum.
Yeah.
And you're going to land softer instead of carrying all of your speed over the landing.
Yeah.
To me, it's just like there could be a really fun, cool jump there, but it's just not. All it is like a speed jump. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I can't throw no whip over that.
like the step up needs to have more pop at Bob's for sure.
Yeah.
But
you could almost make it
also-
smaller and have a steeper face.
Well, the run you have, I think they could almost be longer.
It could
with
be,
the
yeah.
steeper face, and it would be safer because it's almost like on a big bike, you got so much speed. In the mellow as the face is, you can scrub it, just like Kyle did.
Yeah.
And clip.
And clip it and yard sale.
I
And
think-
break your leg and your femur and your fucking.
I think
dog
that's
and
probably the
everything else.
biggest issue with it right now is the way the face is built, is the trajectory it sends you on. Like, you barely get over the landing. And so if you come off the face weird or miscalculate a little bit, you're getting sent into the landing.
Yeah.
As opposed to where if you fucked up with a steeper face, you would not come in with so much momentum, maybe be able to save it.
Yeah.
Or,
And the way the jump is, like, you can hit it wide open on a 450, you can hit it wide open on an 85. And if you overclear it, your rear tire is
you barely clear the top.
Your rear tire is only 2 inches above the landing. And you might overclear it 30 foot, or you might land perfect, but you're hitting it wide open. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Let me tell it to you kind of like this. So it's a big track with a lot of hills.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a lot of hills, and the funnest jump is a tabletop on flat.
That's,
Do you tap that table?
Table tap on flat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that don't make no sense, right?
Yeah.
And I probably have the most fun on that track besides the corners when they're rutty because I love like that dirt and the way that it ruts up. I just love corners like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I probably have some of the most fun the section. So you hit the finish, turn, like roll,
Roller,
table. That next
double.
little stupid rhythm
Where you
section.
triple
That's
in.
probably my most fun on the track.
I
Then
like that
next
section.
corner.
Yeah.
But a track that has that much potential, it shouldn't be the case. Like there should be some cool like you know when you have a roller. So he's got a huge like downhill.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a roller then a downhill, I don't know. That's cool. Kind of like a sky drop off jump.
Yeah.
Those are cool. I mean,
like, you know that where you drop off at Bob's.
yeah,
like
the
you
one
jump
that's
down
kind of
roller?
like that. Yeah.
So if that roller was pushed back to the corner,
yeah, it kind of made it like you needed to clear something rather than it just being a roller. Which either way, it's fine. But it to me is something cool. Like I don't know if you guys remember Sunset, but it had
once or twice.
it had a lot of stuff like that. Like it was really cool. Like it had a
Sunset Ridge?
Yeah.
Illinois? Yeah.
no
No.
And
Muskogee.
Yeah.
Oh.
Muskogee.
No, that's before
But-
my time.
I just think there could be some easy small changes that would make it better for me.
Colt Nichols.
Shout out to Cole Nichols that's for sure Nichols track, but there could be some small changes out there that I would like better. But I mean, Bob ain't listening to this and just going off my opinion. So if he keeps the track just how it is, I'll still enjoy my time out there. I just think there could be some cool jumps.
There's a lot of
That'd make
potential
it-
on that piece of property.
And he don't even use, and I ain't saying he really should, but he don't even use half the land he could out there. Like he has a big space out there.
Don't you agree, Cole? There's
I
a lot of
love the
potential.
pit area there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential
I mean,
on that property.
To me, that could be one of the greatest amateur national tracks in the world if he wanted it to be.
Yeah.
It needs
Not
to
saying
be-
he does, but I think he has the potential to have he has the environment, he has the hills, he has the land, the dirt.
if you work it correctly.
Yeah, if you work, I mean, you get the water in the dirt, whatever.
Like I was saying, that's my favorite pit area. We all get to park in those
Yeah.
trees.
It just feels cool when you're there to me. I don't know what it is. Like
does.
you drive back in there, you got the trees in the pit area.
I don't
you
know.
got the track on the
trees,
hill.
and you're sitting down at the bottom looking up at the track.
Almost like not a big one, but it almost has a Branson vibe to me, to where like you're kind of like down low in the pits,
Little
and
bit,
tracks
yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
up in the
little
hill.
bit.
That is true.
Yep.
And like Branson might be one of the shittiest tracks ever,
Yeah.
but I loved that shithole.
Yeah. I always had fun at Branson.
Like the biggest jump there was like 10 foot,
It was tiny, that double
and it was
in the
one of the
middle.
most technical tracks.
Yeah.
You'd have ruts like so deep you'd blow a radiator out.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna move this along to round 4.
Hey, hold on about Branson one time. Was that Branson?
One time.
And Blake flipped a golf cart and made us spend all night trying to repair it so his dad didn't kill him.
Well, that did happen. But other than that, I was going up to start, and a rock hit my head pipe on 80s, and it hit it so hard, it busted the side of my cylinder out, like where the head pipe goes in the cylinder, busted the side of the motor off.
That's because you had that big bore.
Thin walls on the cylinder, boo.
And then one time it was so cold, I was going up the hill, and the rocks were so big.
Those are 2 true statements at Branson.
And
cold and big rocks.
Yeah.
I ducked because I seen this rock coming at me out of somebody's roost of their tire. And I ducked, and luckily it hit my number plate and just shattered the motherfucker.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Gone.
Yeah, it was probably 30 degrees. Still fog in the air.
The high was 70, though, later that afternoon.
Yeah.
How about the time you guys were, I know Cole was there, whenever it flooded?
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I was there twice for
We've
that.
talked about this.
They were
yeah.
talking so much shit, and I'm like, you guys are high.
Yeah, me-
and they said leave. We
me and
left,
Cole,
and we
we
seen
looked at
pictures. Jesus Christ.
We looked at the creek. We said, fuck, we got 7 foot before we get to the bank. About 2 hours. The field was a foot deep. My dad gave me $100. He said, go tell that fucking dozer driver to pull us out next. And I gave him $100, and he drove over there. And I was probably knee deep in fucking water in that field. And they pulled us out of there.
God.
As far as I
think
know,
it was Anderson's
I
trailer.
was just about to say, I was
I
going to say,
think
as far as I
Anderson's
know,
trailer got
Anderson
fucking
got
drowned
swamped.
there.
We need to get Anderson on the pod.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
He
I'll
would, he
talk
would.
to
He
my
ain't
boy.
scared.
Team Pride.
I think Chase has a hookup. Well, no, he used to have a hookup, but we might be able
Tomac?
to. We might be able to sneak it in.
Let me.
I'm sure Anderson would fly in after. What do we got up next? Detroit,
Yeah. No, we just did Detroit.
Indiana.
Yeah, we ain't
Indy.
getting Toe Michael on here, but we can probably get Anderson.
I want
Let me
Toe
talk-
Michael though.
Toe Michael. That's what
Let me pull some strings.
it's funny.
We got connections around here, but
It's Eli Toe
it's
Michael.
gonna be tough to swing.
It ain't what you know, it's who you know.
Exactly.
Get that old
Yeah,
son.
boy, need a little hitter.
Well, anyways,
Later.
we've been on round 3 for a while. So
Oh fuck, get off. This.
round 4, the infamous Jeremy Thomas.
Oh,
Snake Mountain.
What about him?
He's round 4, amp.
Oh, yeah.
take your fishing poles and go to the back because there's some good.
I mean, I ain't got
fishing
nothing
poles.
good to say about last year for me, but I mean, I thought the track was decent.
I thought last year he had a pretty good track crew.
I prepped it, so you guys be careful on this deal.
No, that's
What
what
you
I'm saying.
say?
I knew the mayor had a hand in that. So
My only complaint about last year, and it's really not even a fair complaint because they were.
and really,
they
we're
were
not
trying
here
do
to
the
talk
right thing.
about complaints.
No, we're not. But I do have one complaint, and like I said, it's not even a fair one. Is that we got water like right before our motos every time, and it was sketch.
Well, it was like
He knew you were
150
skilled. He knew you could handle it.
Yeah.
It was 150 degrees, and it didn't rain for like 6 months. So,
Right.
I mean, we had to do what we got to do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, it's not even a fair thing to complain about. It's just it's what happened, and it sucked. But
It's like semen on a gold tooth.
yeah, pretty much.
Slicker and elbow.
Exactly. But AMP, I have a lot of fun there every year. It's a really fun track, in my opinion. It's just, it's narrow, and some of the corners are set up in a way to where, like, for example, the one I'm thinking of right now, you hit the quad, and then you got that option going down into the little canyon area. Like, you're not making a pass going to the outside right there. And then which I think he made it a little better last year, but that hip jump after the finish line, like it's one line, And I told him he built one of them jumps at DCMX. I'm like, man, that's not going to be a good race setup. It's going to be one line through there, and it is. But so I have those two complaints. I have those two complaints every year. Jeremy knows, but other than that, it's a fun track. It doesn't get real rough. It's pretty much just get the start and
It'll get it's kind of a sneaky dirt. Looks tacky,
yeah,
not always there, but it'll also get some of those like holes
yeah, like chug holes in
that'll
the
fuck
corners.
you up
Yeah.
quick if you ain't careful.
Yeah.
You think you got traction, but you don't.
Yeah, I found that out last year a few times.
Yeah, that's true.
And it is, like, if you're going to go really fast on that track, it is technical because, like, it's so fast. If you're going to push the limit, you can go above and beyond, just like Taryn did last year.
That is
Like,
true.
Everybody was like, it's one line. I can't go fast. Well,
I mean,
if you do it right.
I don't think
you
the
can
whole
do it.
track's one line. I just think them couple spots are.
there's
one
always somebody that's going to say it's one line. But if you look at someone that's fast, they're going to pass somebody on any line that you think's one line.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
It does go to one fast line. It does. But, and I don't like any track that's one line. I don't. But I think that he's making it better. The deeper he makes it, the rougher it gets.
Last year was the best it's ever been.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well,
And that's for multiple reasons. It's because you helped prep it. I know that for sure. It's because you helped do the track work. And then he put in a couple new sections that I thought were really cool.
No, that new section where he looped around or whatever, it put a little more time in the track and it slowed it down a little bit. And I think it made a little bit more of some passing zones. And Chris Fry did a very good job on doing all the work this year.
I could do away with those weird doubles before the finish.
Yeah, they're really small.
They're weird.
But Chase Marquier, he done away with them. He just
he
fucking
tripled
them and rolled out.
Yeah, I'm not Chase Marquez. I'm me.
No, there's plenty of passing opportunities on that track. I mean, one I can think of right now is the bowl corner after the kind of hip jump that I was talking about.
Yeah.
That's a good passing opportunity.
That's pretty medium corner, like inside outside's pretty even.
Yeah, and then
so how hard you want to hit it?
Right, exactly. And then the quad after that, that's a passing opportunity because you can hit the quad, but like I had this happen to me last year. Two people can hit the quad at the same time, but one of them can hit it a lot better than the other, a lot smoother. And if you do that, you can make a pass there.
I thought he made it easier this year because I could downside pretty easy.
Yeah.
Compared to like last year, I couldn't. I was like slapping off the face from the roller before, and it was like the corner before there was that outside bank that was nice to hit, but it was real powdery, and I'd hit that and it kind of fucked me up. But this year I could kind of just get through it pretty easy and downside, not too much of a struggle.
Yeah.
What's the date on this race?
It is May 21st and 22nd, so he's finally getting the middle first of the year race.
It's going to be a lot better this year. Moisture. He's running Del City a lot more. That'll give a lot more moisture to set in the track. Not worked as much.
Yeah.
I feel like this year for AMP it's going to be better than ever.
Yeah.
If you work dirt too much, it gets really, really fine.
Yeah.
Just like Loretta's. We all know Loretta's does not have any special dirt. And it holds good. It holds a rut. It makes braking bumps correctly. The ruts don't blow out, nothing like that. So, and that dirt don't get touched for 365 days, you know. So,
And they bring shit in.
yeah, sometimes they bring stuff in, but I've been to Loretta's early. Cole's been to Loretta's early. I think Austin has. And it's
A field.
grass.
Yeah.
And those roots in the grass, they hold moisture.
All right.
And I think like not turning up a track and only riding a track a few times a year or once a year makes a better track.
Yeah.
If you turn that dirt so much, it's fine as hell.
Yeah, I agree. And every year that he's been on the series thus far that we've been a part of it, he's had a race at like September, which is
hotter than hell.
It's
and
right at the end of the summer,
months.
right? Yeah, like it really doesn't rain in Oklahoma that much from like middle of June to second week of September.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, so you get no
And then
rain.
you go to Loretta's.
Combine that with it's hot as fuck, and it makes for like. Really, I would call that in terms of what we have on the series, that track is in the middle to a little bit below the middle in terms of like 1 out of 10 compared to some of the tracks we have. But then you combine shitty weather conditions and the worst soil conditions you can possibly have, and that makes it worse than what it really is. So I think you go to that track at a prime part of the year, like the end of May, where there's probably been a lot of rainfall already, and you have good dirt. Like you said, he's been running Dill City more often, so he's probably not running that track quite as much. You combine all those things together, all of a sudden you've got a lot higher quality track than what we've had previously.
I promise you, if you, is like I was saying about dirt and tilling it, and this year is going to be better than ever. If we got some moisture, it'll be better than it's ever been.
Yeah, I agree. So for those of you who maybe hated AMP in the past, come check it out this year, because the consensus of the Pit Racing podcast is it's going to be sick.
We're going tiller deep, boys.
That's right.
What's next on the list, dude?
Because, I mean, if AMP is rough, it'd be better than not being rough.
Yeah.
You guys are
Yeah, I agree.
or disagree?
Yeah, because that's one of the things that makes it not a great racetrack, in my opinion, is that it doesn't get real rough, and there's some narrow parts of the track. So a lot of times, and I think my novice race there last year kind of proved this, is that you get the whole shot, and as long as you ride kind of defensively, you can run in the front of the race for a long time. Assuming that the guys behind you aren't way above your level, but obviously Supernaw is going to make a pass on me pretty quick no matter what. But like Cole, would you rather race it rough or smooth at AMP?
Rough for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting at is you make it rough, and all of a sudden it's not that way. Like me and Clay Edwards last year had a hard battle for first in both motos and novice. He's quite a bit faster than me, but I held him off till the last lap, both motos, because there's not. It's a really fast track, and it wasn't really rough, and so there wasn't a lot to separate anything. You know what I mean?
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah.
Shit, well. Chase.
What's going on over here?
Fritos.
Oh, I was deep in commentary over here, and you guys are fucking
I was doing a little
Fritos.
I was doing a little chip launch. Went right into Supernaw's mouth.
Yeah, fuck
Try to
with-
get the mayor to do it.
Shit, boy.
And he said, "Shit, boy, it ain't coming to me."
I guess fuck what I have to say.
But-
throwing Fritos.
Chase is over there. He got to have a Scooby snack. You know how he is.
I just never seen a dude take them out the bag onto the table so quickly like that.
Ready to murder them things.
Well, there was a reason behind that. Was the bag makes some noise. I was trying to get rid of that external noise.
Okay.
Keep your excuses flowing.
Just call me fatty.
So that's round 4 at Amp Motocross Park, May 21st and 22nd. Following that, it's going to be round 5 at Ascot Park Motocross, Moffett, Oklahoma, round number 5, June 11th and 12th. And last year, this track I thought was really awesome, which they really pulled one out of their ass, in my opinion, because we showed up on Friday and the track was not even done being built. No disrespect to Donaldson up there. He's been really friendly to us, and we like him a lot. But we were really impressed with what they threw together by the time practice started on Saturday. And honestly, in my opinion, in terms of overall track potential, that they swung above their weight in terms of how that track turned out. I mean, it got really ruddy. It held great moisture all weekend long. I thought the racing was really good, and I had a really good time. I know you weren't racing there, Chase, but you got any?
No, I was there, and it was good racing. I mean, that 771 guy kind of stole the show.
Yeah, no shit.
It was cool to watch.
Tearing it up, Odell. Whoa.
Tearing it up was that was I think the week before Loretta's.
Yes, it was.
And so he had been hurt previously, and that was basically his first ride before Loretta's.
Out there getting loosened up.
What did he hurt?
I
I don't remember.
I can't remember either, but he definitely showed Supernova fastway around the track.
Shoulder? It was at the regional.
Knee.
Talk about Ascot Deep.
Was it knee?
No, it was shoulder.
Yeah, I think
But,
it was tearing
Winter
shoulder.
set.
Yeah, you're right, at the regional.
Yeah, the whole shot crash. I think that took me out.
Anyways, as a spectator, it looked pretty good as well. I know, Austin, your second moto, they had a mishap on the gate where I thought you hit the gate, and then I was videoing, and I went back and put it in slow-mo, and it flinched, and then you hit the gate.
Yeah.
Their gate sucks, period. I don't care. I know we ain't here to talk shit, but their
Well,
gate
every
sucks.
time we go there, what are they? They're working on them when we show up,
Yeah.
and then they're
And then
not ready when
and
the
then the
gate
motos
drops.
are 2 hours late, and then the officials have to make a call, and we have to do a flag drop.
So anyways,
they're not
Jeremy was
prepared.
saying they've rebuilt the track, and this weekend is his last round of the Winter Series at that track.
They rebuilt it. They redo it all the time.
They rebuilt the track
From
Friday. Whenever I got at the track until
at the
we
state race.
raced
But
Saturday,
they've
last
already
year.
redesigned it and done it since then for this next race.
I'm actually going to miss this round. I'm going to be on vacation.
You're missing Ascot?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
We're going to Disney with Natalie's family.
God, dude. I mean, I know some people go to Disney once in their life, but shoot, what are you, that 10?
Hey, if you
We
get
have a-
engaged at Disney, you go back for reunions.
Yeah. We haven't been in 3 years, so.
I'd be sweating too.
I know you've never been, but it's fucking fun to go there, dude.
I'd be sweating.
It's a cool place.
You talking about
Everybody's
Minnie,
different.
Minnie and Mickey Mouse?
Hey,
Yeah.
big dog, you ain't never been to jail, but I don't see you sweating it.
Hey.
From what you told me, that's not a fun place to be.
You know why Minnie never married Mickey?
Let's hear it.
She fucking goofy.
Oh, shit. Yeah, so
That's pretty good.
So we're going to be in Florida that week, but
Shoot,
yeah,
you just came from Florida.
Well, you're missing
didn't I
out.
see you down there?
You're
in
going to
Florida?
miss a good one.
Yeah, I was in Jacksonville a couple weeks ago seeing old Stav down there in Jacksonville in the Navy, flying helicopters.
Down there in Daytona's.
Yeah.
And then we went to Daytona while we was down there too. Met up with old Snap Attack and Bruiser himself.
Bruised dog.
Bruised dog.
What about
Bruiser was loving life like always.
Pops, Tony?
Pap was there.
Oh, he was our
Silver?
tour guide.
Oh,
Silver Fox was, man. I'll
knew
give
it
you a
all?
short little recap. As
Hey,
soon
did you
as
say he was your tour guide?
Yes.
Oh,
Has he
that's
dialed
for
in
sure,
the bars
dude.
or what?
He's been there since Halloween, and it's his first year there, having a home for the off season, and he picks us up. And I kind of knew it was going to go down like this, so I kind of warned Bruiser, just, let him do what he's going to do.
Let him fox out.
And which it wasn't bad. But he was like, I'm going to take you down here. This is a really cool downtown. There's this over here, this over there. And, really, we don't really care that much. We're really just ready to get a beer. It was noon. We've been flying all morning. And so we go get some lunch. And then he's taking us down, showing us this, that. We go down.
Where's the pub?
Did you go to cruising? That's all I care about. Did you go to cruising?
Cruising.
Corner?
We did not make it to cruising. We were
I
on.
took you to cruising corner.
Yes.
That's a badass place, ain't it?
But we were that's Main Street.
Yeah.
And
No, it's Pacifica. That's what it
Atlantic
really.
is where your hotel was.
Or
It runs
Atlantic,
along the
Pacifica,
beach,
My bad.
and
I was
then
messed up a little bit.
Main Street is
Wrong coast.
perpendicular. But where we parked, we came down on the other end from where cruising was, and we were almost to cruising, and then we went across the street and went back down the other way.
Did you go across
Fatal.
the? Remember that bridge deal that went across the? I bet that's where you turn.
I don't know.
I know what you're talking about.
Right at that bridge thing that
Anyways,
Right there up on that big old
goes.
McDonald's.
Silver Fox had a great time being our tour guide, and we had fun. And then the race was cool. So I called Austin. As soon as we got in, we parked inside the NASCAR track on the infield.
Hey, remind me, I got a question for you at the end of the story.
So my dad he already found out we could park in the infield. And I was like, sweet. Because last year we parked like a mile away and had to walk. And it was cheap. I mean, $20, I think, to park in the infield. And we basically, once you get in the infield, you don't see any workers. It's just free for all, basically. But it was packed. I mean, there was motorhomes everywhere. And we basically just found a spot wherever we could. And we actually found Baldwin Motorsports, which is one of the quad teams that I used to race against, and we parked next to him.
Quad God.
Yeah. But then Dixon, he calls me, and him and Natalie are bickering. You can tell they're fighting over which direction to drive. And this way, no, it says this way. No, well, God damn it, shut up. And I'm like, hey, Austin goes, you can park inside the track? Yes, sir. Just go through the tunnel, pay your $20. And so, anyways, we met up with them. Stav. It was cool to catch up with them. I didn't get to tell you our seats. We kind of got screwed, but it was a general admission, and apparently they oversold. And what was supposed to be general admission was also sold tickets.
Was it the checkered seats?
So when we were in the checkered, and fireworks are going off, and these people show up, and they're like, "You're in our seats. Here's our tickets." And we're like, "Oh, okay, sorry. We were told this was general admission." So then we're missing, opening ceremonies. We go out, have to go to the customer service, and they're like, "Oh, well, it's this section or this section, but that one's probably full by now, so you better go this way." And it's all the way at the end. We go down, like
the rhythm section end or the triple end.
They take off the start and go left.
Yeah,
that way.
That's where we were down that way too.
Yeah, and so then they're like up. So we were up like top floor.
Miles.
And come to find out, there were still tickets sold up there. Like we saw people walking up with tickets, looking, and we ended up lucking out, and nobody bumped us out of our seats. But it was frustrating.
Here's my question: how long did it take you to get out of the infield?
Not very long at all, because
Really?
we took our time. So we hung out in our seats for about 5-10 minutes, and then everybody's rushed.
That make any sense?
I think
We didn't even go
leaving the race.
We didn't even go down to the infield for a while. I got a cool story. So we watch everybody rush the track, and they just basically plow over the fence, run out there. We're like, damn, that's pretty cool. We could go out on the track. And we take our time, get down there. And about that time we got down there, the podium interviews were over. And we see this guy. We hear people hooting and hollering. And we look over, and this kid, he's probably 20, and he's got a Monster Energy Tough Block, and he's got it above his head, and he is running. I mean, looks like he's running hurdles in high school on the track.
That's fucking
And he's juking people, running left and right, hopping over shit, and he's got it above his head, and nobody's stopping him. And he ran all the way to the infield, wherever his car was, probably. Packed that thing in and left.
Holy shit.
But he was running like people were behind him, but nobody was behind him. Like, nobody was chasing him. He just stole a Tough Block and took off.
That's fucking hilarious. Dude,
But it would be cool.
Might have saved a life.
A lot of people were like, why would you do that? But he's probably got a little game room. It'd be a cool little piece, to have it there.
I stole a Tough Block.
For Monster Energy Supercross.
I wouldn't say something that gay, but I'd say
I know you wouldn't.
from Daytona Bike Week
Supercross wouldn't.
Supercross.
Squirrel would. Squirrel would have it in his game room.
Yeah.
Squirrel also.
Cole, you went to Daytona before?
No, sir. I've been to St. Louis and the Dirty D Dallas. That's it.
For those listening to this, Blake just made a funny face at Supernal. That's why Chase is laughing.
I mean, I've been to Florida twice. You were there one time I was there.
Where'd you steal Tough Block from?
I didn't steal a Tough Block.
We stole banners from Raynard's one time when we were like 12, and then we got caught.
I've stole banners
from Ponca, too.
I've stole banners from almost every national I've ever been to. It's never been
Tough
caught.
Block. That ain't cool.
Well, we don't do Tough Blocks in amateur nationals, so I don't have to worry about that.
I seen a deal online that was saying we should, after Dallas Supercross said that we should do something different other than Tough Blocks, make it safer for the racers.
This is old new. Like they've been bitching about this for years.
Yeah, but I just seen it again.
They want
after
triangles.
Dallas.
They want all kinds of stuff.
I'm like, that's the dumbest shit.
How would it
ever.
make it safer? I've seen Tough Block save lives plenty of times.
They've
Well,
also
they're
in
just saying,
lives.
like, well,
I mean, I know Jet caught on
you
that
remember
one.
when Jack caught it going up the face?
Yeah.
And that was their biggest deal. And I'm like, if you don't have Tough Blocks on the side of the jumps, there'll be Johnny Marley lines all the way up every jump.
No, I mean that's the big argument. They want Tough Blocks, but they want something different besides a block.
What are you going to do? Put a fucking concrete?
Well, that's what I just said. Triangles.
Fucking octagon.
If it's a triangle, you would most likely ride over it rather than it take your front wheel and you die.
Taking Tough Blocks away is a bad idea.
They're not. No one here is trying to take
So you're
Tough
talking
Blocks
about-
away. They're trying to redesign the Tough
Talking
Block.
about having
Well-
a square bottom, and then it goes like this. Is that what you're talking about?
No, like
Did you
a
just
triangle
explain
you
a
put
triangle
behind
or
your
what?
fucking
Well,
semi.
I didn't know what you meant by triangle. I'm trying to see what you're talking about.
Yeah, something that. So apparently none of y'all listen to the Pulp, but this discussion.
I listen to it once in a while.
every week. This discussion gets brought up. Tough Block situation, like the nets. That was a huge thing, and apparently it's done pretty good.
Yeah.
But they're trying to make something, which I don't know if Feld or whoever's trying to make something, but people are coming up with designs that's safer than a tough block. Because a tough block, the only way a tough block's really helping you out is if you go flying off a track and land on the tough block.
Right.
That will help you out.
Right.
But if you're on your bike and your front wheel hits a tough block, you probably going down.
It's going to yank you.
But I don't think there's anything safer than a tough block.
That's the design.
To mark the track. There's not.
On a Supercross?
Yeah.
The triangles. That's the idea.
You think it's safer?
It couldn't be any worse. That's for damn sure.
If you land on that triangle, what's going to happen?
It's foam, so you're going to be just fine.
So what's the difference in the fucking...
I could see it.
If your bike, if your front tire hits an angle rather than a 90-degree angle, if it hits something with a slope, you're probably going to ride through it. If you hit something that's just a 90-degree, your tire's going to hit that bounce, and you're in the dirt.
Yeah,
you're going wherever.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, maybe, yeah, you might be on something.
Like I said, I'm not onto this. This is what they're on, and I'm just trying to
make the top of the
put it out there and say that like it could work out better. I don't see the triangle hurting, but it's gonna look weird. But tough blocks do save and end lives constantly throughout Supercross.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they do go both ways.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you need something to separate the track. I just don't know that. I think tough blocks have been around since the beginning of time. They've gotten re-advanced. They're not just a block of hay anymore like they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think if you put a track marker there, then people's gonna be running up the side of the face.
I agree.
Like a, you know what I'm talking about, like an outdoor.
Yeah, you're gonna start trying to cut stuff, whatever.
It ain't gonna work. You gotta have something that's as big.
Yeah, and this
as like a tough block.
This
like
is the dilemma.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But I don't think it's gonna fucking save Austin and Jet's career over it.
I mean, it's Supercross. If you're not willing to like risk your life, then don't be out there.
I'm going to chime in on this since it's a little back and forth over there. My take on this is it was a racing incident.
We're not just talking about Jet and them. We're just talking about a whole situation.
Yeah, but I want to chime in.
Do you want to chime in on just the Jet situation?
Just my 2 cents, yes, on the incident. Because I don't know either one of them, and I like both kids. They're both super talented, and I've always kind of liked Mike Fortner's.
I don't know that we'd throw Austin in as a kid no more. He's getting pretty old.
Yeah, true. But
Jet's still
But I follow Mike, which is Fortner's dad.
Paul.
On
PA.
Paul, yeah. I follow him on social media, and I like most of his stuff.
PAP?
Like, he's a FJB guy, and I don't know. I like a lot of his.
He's from Arkansas, dude. He's low key.
Anyways, what I'm saying is I agree with most of his stuff, but there was one thing I disagreed with.
Was it about the Jet situation?
Yeah, and I mean, I understand it's your son.
What was his complaint?
Oh, that Jet was way in the wrong, and it was his fault, and he was so out of control, and this and that. And I'm like, no. I mean, Jet. Yes, if you rewind, Jet got swapped through the whoops
and made a pass.
Still passed your son as he's swapping like 4 foot to the right, 4 foot to the left. Still passed your son. Goes outside around him, where your son could have ran him high in the berm.
Solve the problem. Then Jet, comes out of the berm and makes a slight mistake and clips the tough block, and knows immediately he knows, oh fuck, I'm gonna run into where Fortner is, and looks over.
And he tried as hard as not to.
And that, to me, that's a racing incident that Fortner could have done the same thing.
Yeah.
But he talked so much crap on it, and that's kind of, I don't like that.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we could talk all night about this, but at the end of the day, the thing that I hate is Fortner. I don't know him personally. I've known him my whole life. I don't know him personally, but the kid's just had a string of bad luck. Like, he's really fast. He gets hurt every time he gets on the bike.
Right.
That sucks. He came out this year with a new attitude, because before he's talked about.
He was trying to be a new Fortner, and
yeah.
then that happened, so and it was out of his control.
Yeah. He talked about it before. He went too big when he really didn't need to. This year, he just kind of wanted to come out, go fast, and get to the series, which he's done good. He was in the points hunt, whatever. But
so I understand his frustration.
To sit there and act like Jet was in the wrong. I mean, put yourself in Jet's position for just a second.
Yeah.
You think Jet's gonna I'm gonna swerve on Fortner and take him out? No.
And
he's
both of
racing
us
for the
eat
win.
shit and almost died.
Fortner he got sketchy in the whoops, was still going clearly fast as hell, ran around the outside, front wheel just happened to clip the tough block, shot him over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
Jet's
fell from,
lucky
like,
he didn't
30
get
feet in
hurt
the
just
air.
like Fortner did.
But if I was Fortner's dad, goddamn, I mean, you're gonna be hurt. Is it right to react to Jet? No.
That's what I'm saying.
He's
I didn't
just
like his
hurt.
bashing on Jet.
Nah.
That's what I'm getting at.
Dude, I mean, anybody has a reason to be salty at Jet. The dude just fucking barely 18,
He's
balls
filthy.
hadn't dropped, and
He's
he's
filthy.
ridiculously fast. Like the
And
kid,
it's not even raw speed. It's talent. Like you look at how smooth and fluid he is.
that's what I'm
everywhere.
saying. Like
He
you
could
watch
go
the
so
dude,
much faster.
he's the only dude that has a chance at Craig. I'd like to see that.
I want to
race.
see the two lineup. I think it's gonna be close.
like Jet,
What's your call?
Jet's fast in the
Both
whoops.
100%. Who's gonna win?
I think they're gonna get the whole shot and duke it out.
They're gonna get the whole shot.
Like-
One of them has to get the whole
Well,
shot.
I'm saying like they're gonna be 1-2.
Yeah, I think
And then
Craig gets the whole shot.
It's gonna come down
Jets
to
two. Jets gonna pass him in a corner. Craig will pass him back the next section, and then
I honestly
I don't
think
know.
that- I honestly
think Jet
that-
wins. I
no,
think Jet wins.
I think Craig wins because of
Dude, Craig-
maturity.
Somebody on the same
Maturity.
level. Somebody on the
Because
same
of
level is gonna
maturity.
push Jet above his
Yeah,
means.
I think of maturity.
Right now, Jet he can ride probably 90% and win. Where when he's racing Craig, he's going to run 100% and
Exactly.
eat shit probably,
And if
or make
We
just,
all know-
maybe not eat shit, but make mistakes.
if Jet goes all out, he's gonna wreck. We all know that.
who
We've all
isn't gonna
seen it.
wreck if they go all out. Tell me.
You're right there. They got to find that spot where they're.
I do.
But
You're gonna-
here's the thing: Jet and Craig, they don't have to ride all out to go that fast.
And honestly, if
But
Craig,
Jet does sometimes. is
yeah,
what I'm
but
saying.
I could also see if,
Has in the
if
past,
Craig's racing,
not this year.
If Craig's racing Lawrence,
We seen what
he
happened
may
when
push
Jet went all
himself-
out.
He may push himself.
We seen what happened when Jet goes all out, and we seen what happens when Craig goes all out. When Craig got taken out by Freeze, the dude picked his sandy ass bike up and came back to what, third, fourth?
Yeah.
Third.
We seen Jet at Dallas go down
Same thing.
2 races and come almost all the way back up. That's what happens when they go all out and it goes right. If
They're both
they're
bad
up
dudes.
2 battling, going all out, you never know. I'll tell you one thing.
Hey, I'm excited. They get to race each other twice this year, not just once.
because
They're doing East-West twice this year.
Where's it at?
Well,
I'm not sure anymore.
yeah, you
on
got,
the-
I don't think it's
sure.
Vegas. I don't think it's
no,
No,
they're
Vegas
not doing
is out.
Vegas.
Vegas
They're
is
doing
out
Salt
still.
Lake
I know,
City.
that pissed
Salt
me
Lake
off.
City's at the end, but they're doing before that. There's another one. I don't know the details. We'll have to look that up.
I want to bring one thing up.
Austin's got the computer over there. He can find it.
I want to bring one thing up, and it's weird. It hit me kind of weird. Like nobody here, I don't think, is surprised that Craig's going fast, right?
Nope.
Nobody. But
No.
but he's never been this dominant. I've never seen Craig go this fast.
But I do wish we would have seen Colt run all season.
Yeah,
instead
I
of getting
agree.
hurt. 'Cause
I
I
would
think
too.
you'd have given him a run for. His
I
money.
think Colt would have gave him for a run, but I don't know if Colt had it this year.
Hey,
Not saying he didn't. I don't know. I can't. Colt got hurt, unfortunately, and we didn't get to see it. But God, dude, Craig it's retarded. Like I've never. I mean, he's always been good. I've raced him growing up. He was retarded then. He's always gotten hurt. That's his problem.
I
You know?
think it's his mindset now. He has a mentality that he's the best, and then he's put in the work. Obviously,
I mean,
he's on the best team.
he is a guy that should be racing Tomac right now. But if you watch his lap times, he's probably top 3 every time.
Well, and also Jet. You look at Jets.
Jet's the same.
Sometimes
he's top 3.
like during qualifying, he's
That's-
1 or 2
yeah.
in 450.
That's what I'm talking about. It's crazy.
and I know that like Christian Craig's dad is wild fucker now, but when we were kids, like he trained Christian to be the man that he is today. Like that's where he got it.
He got it from his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Mike fucking trained him like he's the baddest dude in the world at one time.
And to
Mike
be
was.
probably one of the best family men as well.
He was at one time.
No, I'm saying trained Christian to be.
He trained Christian to be the best family man, but I don't know where the fuck Mike's at now today.
Yeah, I don't either.
I
But
never even met the dude, so I don't even know. I'm
I
lost.
mean,
on
he
that
was a
subject,
bad
but-
dude back in the day.
So
Mike Craig.
apparently he went wild.
Yeah, Extremely.
Well, what I'm talking about, Christian, like this is firsthand. I've seen it, on social media, but at Daytona in person, I walked up to the Star Yamaha area under the garages looking for Kyle Stone, which he wasn't there. But I saw Christian Craig, and I saw his wife over there with kids.
Did you fight? Did you have to wait? Was your wife there or not?
Yeah.
Did you have to restrain her? How'd she do?
She was going after him. I was
she
going
contained
after
herself
her.
or what?
She was going after
so you're
Christian. I was
duo.
going after Paige.
So you guys signed an agreement.
It was smooth out.
We'll see how this goes. We might get divorced this weekend. We
No,
might not.
we've already talked this
You
out.
might take him. I might take her.
You have him. I have her, and it's just a swap a vue.
Oh, wife swap.
Yeah,
I got you.
exactly.
Starling was on that once.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
He was. I forgot
But
about
anyways, so I literally witnessed Christian making up a bottle, which I do that shit daily. But he's a supercross racer. At a supercross race, you would think he's busy doing his shit.
That's how he clears his head. Bottles
and
and diapers.
wife's being wife duty. While he's
Maybe
at
that's
his
the
job.
key. Bottles and diapers.
But no, he's over there I see him pouring the formula just like I do.
How
at
much
home.
VP?
No VP.
What?
But he's pouring the formula just like I do at home, shaking it, going over there, giving it to the baby.
Test and balance.
And to me, that's like, I feel like he has a lot of fans because he's not just, I'm a badass racer and I'm above everybody.
I'm also
He's-
a decent dad and mix up a bottle.
Exactly.
I don't hire a nanny.
All right, let's get back to this
be an argument.
state race.
What next series?
Yeah. We didn't really close out Ascot, but all else to say is, it's a little bit of a drive, and they have had some bad luck the last couple of years, but it's always been a good race. Have a lot of fun there. Next round's round 6 at the good old Moto Shitty.
MOTO.
And
Wait, it was great last year, though.
it was good last year. Collectively, we have a pretty low opinion of this facility. But to be honest, the track turned out pretty solid last year. The back section of that track is super gnarly. You want to talk about a section of a track where you find the absolute edge if you can find it. I remember me and you talking about hitting tree branches going down through there trying to find a smooth line.
Yeah, and that the big roller, you can cut down on it, and he always puts stuff blocks the next day. Let's just go ahead and put
They're
them
tires.
the first day.
They're
Yeah.
tires. They ain't tough blocks. They're tires.
Oh, shite. Tires.
Yep, that's true.
'Cause everybody hits them at least once or twice.
Yeah. That's a track where you have two completely different styles of riding depending on what part of the track you're on. You have the front part of the track that's pretty hard pack and gets a little bit blue groove in some spots. Then you have the back section of the track that's loamy and soft and gets super gnarly. Let me throw in my tea like that. Let me get that.
I'm going to get my vape back.
So yeah, you're talking about that back section where the dirt gets real sandy.
Yep.
You can keep it.
Okay.
I got a claim to fame. My claim to fame on Brunk, the one I have, he's beat me like 92 times,
One time.
but I passed him in that sand section.
Did you?
On the two-stroke.
On the two-stroke?
On the two-stroke.
Was it in two-stroke open? Or was you just racing the
No,
two-stroke?
we were running
Had ethanol in the
plus
fuel,
25.
too.
It was
Oh,
plus
yes.
25. He was on a
little
450,
10%?
but First lap, I come out behind him, and you know how it's wide open down that stretch. It's rough, and you got to decide when to shut it down for that corner before the big double.
Yep.
And I stayed all the way left, was committed to the inside line, and basically I waited till he let out, and I held it another second and passed him right there. Of course, I made it maybe a half lap, and he passed me back.
Yeah.
Still, I was excited. First time I'd been in front of him, besides, if I beat him off the start. But
Yeah.
that's my claim to fame on Brock.
Famous.
Hopefully, I'll be somewhat close to him this year.
I
We'll see.
actually placed really well there last year in plus 25. I think I ended up 4th overall, which was one of my better showings in that class last year. I think it went Brunk, Spavvy.
No, I got the W that weekend.
You won at Moto City?
Yes, sir.
I remember you getting second. I was like, okay, so
I think
he won the first moto and you won.
Brunk won first moto
Baby
because you
back.
got sketchy.
Baby back.
Baby back.
Who's that?
Ribs at
Yeah.
Chili.
I forgot their
baby back ribs.
They're our new sponsor. I was trying to get them in there, but no. I think he got me first moto. I don't know. I know I endoed one year. I don't know if it was just last year or the year before, but he got me first moto. But second moto, I laid it down somehow, and I got the win.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you ate it this year.
Well, I know I didn't crash, but I endoed. I hit it.
You about hit on that double.
I remember you went off the side.
I hit a Marley line. I just don't know if that was just last year or the year
That
before.
was this past year, yeah.
Yeah,
It didn't hold. It was
Because I got it on film.
the old nut case got racked, and I said, "Brooke, you can have it. I mean, I don't even want it that much, but you can definitely have it." So yeah, he got that one. And the second moto, I don't know what happened. I won.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't remember who got third in plus 25 that year. Maybe it's Hardzog, maybe? No. Yeah, it had to be because
I don't know.
Well, because Barry was like, I remember telling this story.
Might have been Frost.
It could have been Frost. Too.
Hey, laptop's right in front of you. Look it up.
That's a good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, last year I remember because I remember telling a funny story about Barry. Like I block passed him in a moto, and
then
I'm
he
like,
come
I just
treading.
blocked past Justin Barry, and then he came by me about Mach 4 on that back straightaway 3 laps later.
I mean, yeah, Barry does.
He'll let it hang.
Let's see.
Hey.
Yeah, hard. No. Let's see who got second.
I think Frost
Yeah,
got third or fourth.
Kyle Frost got third.
Yeah. I thought
See,
so.
that's when he got pumped. He's like, "Damn, boy, I still got it."
Yeah.
I done seen that, Chase.
I wasn't talking to you, son.
You know what I mean? I think that's how it all
What's it
stemmed.
say? Let me see.
This is a call in, but it's a Snapchat. Old Pincer Barnes, Uncle Spence.
Uncle Pence,
Fuck
actually,
you.
with
Pence.
a P. Hollered.
Uncle Pence, he said, tell them fuckers to shut up and party. It's Blake's birthday.
All right, well, what's the next track?
We're talking and partying, dickhead.
Moto City, get the whole shot, go ham down the back straightaway. That's the move at that track.
And then another call in, K Mills, Cody Miller.
Cody
He
Miller.
said, say something dumb for me.
Something dumb, bub.
That's,
What's
so that's
Chase thinks he's going to win the championship
Hey, that's
plus
who-
25 this year.
I don't think that. That is
So,
dumb.
so
I know I'm going to beat Supernal. He probably won't show up for all of them.
Only takes a few W's to get ahead of you.
So round 6 is,
Shoot.
or that's Moto City, July 9th and 10th, and then we've got a pretty good break until we go to round 7, September 3rd and 4th at Ponca.
Holy shit, grit. That's what it takes. there.
Hey,
It
let me
takes
bring this
grit.
up real quick. Speaking of winning the championship, I got to bring up my guy over here to my left. Neither of you were at the last race
I want nothing hanging to the left.
at DCMX. Your boy Austin over here. I feel like I had the whole shot, first moto. All of a sudden, I hear this buzzing underneath me, and this guy passed me. It's my teammate taking my whole shot. I think if there was a chalk line, he got it. But then I hollered at him, and no,
I hollered.
Oh, that's right. You hollered.
Because Voiles come around us on the pipe, and I said, God damn.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so Junior with the
If,
front
I,
foot.
if I was in this race and where you guys are at right now, I'd be embarrassed to even say anything more.
Hey,
Gotta agree.
we're talking novice stuff over here.
This is like the second corner
So he
on the
just
track.
reminded me. Yeah, we come out of the corner and I'm like, damn, I'm proud of Austin. He passed me on the inside. We go over this roller tabletop straightaway, and I'm like, I'm gonna pass him right here before this next right-hander. And then I'm like, nah, we're gonna get a little tight here. I don't want to hit him. And next thing I know, Voiles says, fuck you too. I'm going around the outside of both of you. And I hear him just gas it as Austin gets off the gas. And I'm like, this ain't happening. I ain't going from second to third. And so I split right. Voiles had split left. And we both passed Austin.
Voiles goes down.
Yeah, but so we both pass Austin. Like, just do it. He goes left, I go right, and I hear Austin go, God damn. Shit. Yeah. But I have the inside because it's a right-hander, and Voiles is on the outside, and he blows the rut and goes down.
Yeah.
So I come out first, Austin second. Voiles gets up quick, but still Austin was like, he was not expecting it.
No.
And he was going in this corner, after that, he was the only one tripling the next section. So he was thinking, oh, hell yeah.
Austin was?
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to triple this and gap them. And all of a sudden, we both just pass him. He's like, damn it.
Yep, I was going to triple
And you
pull a
wouldn't do
gap.
it, Chase?
It didn't take that to win. So, no, I didn't do it.
I led him for, what, almost 3 laps?
We're talking, you're
Yeah, he
fast
Probably
forwarding the
gained a
second
couple
moto.
seconds.
Let's
on
go to
you
second
every
We're
moto.
lap.
fast forwarding the second moto. So first moto had a damn good jump, and I'm out there. Then Austin tucks in and passes me. Second moto, it looked like Squid McGee on the gate. Wheelie and shitty start.
A Dizzle rips the whole shot.
Austin ripped a perfect start, and he comes out first. I'm battling with Voiles, and I come out second. And then Austin, I'm right on him the whole track, and he was riding.
Until you're scared to hit the jump.
No, I didn't jump it. And I was still, he would gap me just a hair, and then I'd catch him on the other half of the track. And then we were close. Like, I was right on the whole, in the third lap. It kind of pissed me off, or not pissed me off, but I was bummed for him
Yeah, it's
that he stalled it.
That's what I'd say, too.
No, in my head, I was like, I'm going to pass him.
You're fitting to lose.
I'm going to pass him. But when it happened, I was like, God dang it. I hate it for him that way because I know how pissed he probably was at himself.
Yeah, it sucked, but it was fun to battle.
But I was excited for him also. He was riding really well.
He's excited because he lost and you won.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We've had some good battles in the so far this year since you've been back racing, though. We battled pretty hard at Bub's Creek one moto, too.
Bubba's. Chase, you a little rusty after the knee surgery or what?
Definitely.
Well, and I've
You know how that goes.
I've gotten a lot faster since he got off the bike, too.
Oh, I'm rusty as hell. I don't even want to on it.
But anyway, so
So I can keep him in check.
back to Ponca
Like
City.
a Ponca, I just dangled the bait out there, and he was trying to bite it, and then I just kind of pulled it a little bit.
Hey, speaking of, we're about to go to Ponca City. So speaking of it, I think we should all go race a national again
Let's do it. I'm in.
this year.
I agree.
We actually got to do it, though. I'm not waiting until the week before and being like, what are we doing? We got to
Racing.
fucking do that
That's
shit.
how we've always lived
Not
our
racing.
life. So
You can't fucking do that for Ponca. You got to buy spots and shit.
well, fuck them. We'll get there.
They got hotels and shit.
I'm down for it for sure. I still, what was it, 2 years ago, I went and watched you guys. Mm-hmm. And then this
Cole,
past
you gonna,
year.
you gonna race Ponca?
Give me the week before.
Hell yeah, that's
And
what I
I'll
like
let
to
you know.
hear. You got 2 titles at Ponca.
It all
a couple
depends if
years
Chase
ago?
comes to my house tomorrow and cleans my bike.
I'm not coming to your house.
Stinky can't load the bike.
Stank Dog said you loading the bike.
Stinky can't load the bike.
Tonight.
I'm paying you for full service.
You're gonna load it before you go to work tomorrow.
Have you seen the fuel prices?
Yeah,
going
that's
up
gonna be an
100
extra
bucks?
100.
Have you seen my double bubble gum bucket with the cash in it? Not yet. So Chase might see it when he gets there.
Hey, guess what? Hey, I'm coming to pick up the bike, and I'm picking up the bubble gum bucket.
If you pick up the full bucket, then I better get a brand new suit or whatever. What kind of bikes we riding next? We staying on KTM's?
Yeah.
Well, you better swap the bucket out for the brand new bike.
I
If
kinda
you're
like
taking,
them
if
new
you're taking the
gas
whole
gas.
bucket,
Put some black wheels on them.
yeah, who can afford black rims though?
Yeah, no shit.
That's another about.
I can't
$2
afford a gallon of
grand.
gas, bud.
All right, so Ponca City. This is Supernaw's facility right here. Janiber's might be his favorite, but Ponca is probably his best work.
Best
Punk-
results come out of there.
Yeah.
Ponca Shitty is pretty fun.
He thought he got good hole shots until he put grates in that motherfucker.
And then I really got whole shots.
I love those grates. I think they're awesome.
Nah.
I'm so excited to run the full series this year because we're gonna do a whole. Oh, I just thought of this.
We're never going to get this fucking series.
We're
all the
gonna
way
do a
through.
pit racing just between the three of us. Like we do Fantasy Supercross.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna do a whole shot series.
Oh, okay. I like it.
The one
And
thing
we're gonna
that
invest
Pitt's
in
half-ass at.
We're gonna invest in ourselves,
All right.
and we could do anything from $100 to $500. I don't
Can
care.
I bid on the side?
Yeah,
All right.
we can really get creative. But I'm deep
interested.
invested in myself
Hey,
on these whole shots.
all right. Speaking of this, I want to mention something else, too. So I mentioned this to
If
you.
there's enough money on the line, I might do some starts and pull off.
Hey, then we get some taking people out and
So courtesy of Pit Racing, I want to do a giveaway this year where anybody that buys a piece of Pit Racing merch for the 2022 season gets entered into a drawing for a free set of SSI decals. I don't know when we'll do the draw, but I think we can make that happen.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a little image of Blake's face, the mayor.
In the graphics.
Oh, shit.
Oh, there it is.
Shit, boy.
It's going to have that little logo out his mouth. We're going to put a little image of that
A little blurb coming out of the mouth.
on the graphics.
Yeah, so this year, when you come by the tent and get yourself a T-shirt or a hat or whatever we have for sale, we'll put your name down and enter you into a drawing. And at some point during the year, we'll do a drawing for a free set of SSI decals. Whatever bike you have, it doesn't matter. We'll get it hooked up.
Yeah, whatever you want on it.
Where's the shit boy go?
Where's the shit?
It's coming
boy?
out of your mouth.
It goes right on the mud flap.
No, it's going to be a picture of your face and a little blurb.
Right underneath the back fender, right on that flap.
If I was y'all, I wouldn't put my name in the hat. Picture my face. Like that.
No, whoever
I mean,
wins it.
all right, Blake,
your face is in
I
your
understand
graphic.
what you're saying. You don't want that many women on you when they start seeing that face. I understand that.
Hey,
Yeah, I don't.
we need to get into Ponca City here in a
Too
minute,
much. Can't
but
schedule that.
we're coming up on 2 hours, so real quick, let's run to another commercial break, and then we'll get back to it. If you've listened to this show long enough, you'll know that I love to talk about suspension, but we know a guy that knows a hell of a lot more than I do, and that's Marshall Plum over at Marshall's Racing. Getting your suspension dialed in is one of the most important parts of being comfortable on your dirt bike, and getting your forks and shock revalved to your weight and riding ability can literally shave seconds off your lap times. Marshall's done the suspension on all of the Pit Racing bikes, and one of the great things about Marshall is that he's always available for a phone call if you need help getting something figured out. With decades of experience in the motocross industry with both professionals and amateurs alike, you can't go wrong with Marshall's Racing. Give Marshall a call today at 405-338-8167 and get your bike dialed in. If you're looking for a new set of wheels in 2022, then look no further than Stillwater Power Sports in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Stillwater Power Sports is one of the top dealerships in the Southern Plains, and they're a locally owned family business that prides itself on putting the customer first. They carry a variety of products such as motorcycles, ATVs, side-by-sides, scooters, watercraft, go-karts, just to name a few, and they're authorized manufacturers of Yamaha, Polaris, Can-Am, KTM, and more. Head up to Stillwater Power Sports today and let them know the Pit Racing Boy sent you up there to get the best deal possible on a new machine. So what do you think about Ponca, Blake? What's the way to get around that track?
About the same thing as Rangers.
Yeah.
Look, I think the biggest.
Come up to the mic a little bit.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, boy, I didn't know he's live.
We're back in this thing.
No, I think the biggest thing about Ponca, Rayners, any rough track, I think the biggest thing in the world is looking ahead. And I think a lot of people don't look ahead. Pick your line way before you're there. Like, you're going in a corner, you pick a line, but when you enter that corner, you're already picking your exit line. And when you're coming out of that corner, you're already telling your brain where you're going in the next corner. And I think on any rough track, rough, rutted track, that makes a big deal.
Just committing to a line ahead of time.
I think more than anything is telling your brain where you're going to go.
Yeah.
And if you're looking ahead, 50 foot ahead of where you're going, your bike's going to go where you told yourself to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a very, very, very hard thing to learn. I have to tell myself that a lot still to this day. But Cole, Chase, you can probably agree with me. But it has a lot to do with telling yourself way before you get there where you're going.
Yeah.
And if you're looking ahead, like if you're looking at the ground and you're in a rut, you're trying to turn out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
and that's great insight in general about making decisions ahead of time, because especially somewhere like Raynard's or Ponca where you have ruts sometimes well before you get to the corner. If you're making decisions on the fly, you know, you're coming in there kind of timid and you're like, oh, where do I go? You know, not really.
I think one of the biggest things for success or to go fast is looking ahead. Like if you come through a corner and you're going up and jumping a lot of ruts or whatever, in your head, you're going to hit this jump, you're going to land right here. And if you tell yourself in the head, that's what you're going to do, and you're in the air, and you already picked your line in that corner, and you're going to that corner, and you already picked your line down that straightaway, and you'd already picked your line in the next corner, that's what you're going to do. If you're looking at the ground the whole time, you're trying to turn out of it. And if you're looking at the ground, it makes you think you're going way faster than what you're going. So, like, if you're looking ahead and you tell your brain that, it feels slower, so you can go faster. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Cole, do you agree with that? Like, looking ahead's a big deal?
Yeah, I don't think I view it as I guess as much as just legit looking ahead, but I don't, when I'm on the track, I'm not thinking about exactly what's in front of me. I'm thinking about what's next.
Exactly. But like if you go through a corner and you have a jump 50 yards in front of you, when you're going through that corner, you in your brain, you already know where you're going to jump that jump and you know where you're going to land, right?
Yeah.
And then when you land, you pick where you're going to go in that corner. And then while you're going through that corner, you're already looking at the straightaway or the next corner, and you already told your head where you're going to go, and that's where you go. But if you're looking at the ground, it feels like you're going way faster, and you're trying to turn out of it. Like that. Does that make sense? Is that how you feel?
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying. I can't picture myself riding and where I'm actually looking. But I know I'm not focused on exactly.
No, you're looking ahead.
I'm at the time.
I've watched you ride 100 times. I can see your eyes. You're looking ahead for sure.
I know I don't. I think if you're dwelling on one section, that one section's gonna kill you.
Exactly.
Like if you're worried about that one corner, like when I hit a rut, even if I crash, I'm not thinking about that rut. I'm thinking I'm gonna get through it real quick. Something might happen. You might crash, but I'm just thinking about getting in and getting out. Especially at Ponca, because there's a lot of...
But it's almost like, and what I'm trying to explain is it's almost like you told your brain where to go, and that's where you go.
Yeah.
If you...
Depending on the situation. If you're all alone by yourself, to me, I'm trying to map out that lap. If I got heat on me or I'm trying to pass somebody, I'm just going off their moves.
Yeah, for sure.
But Ponca to me is a great track that's like that, because Ponca is kind of like the way you set yourself up in the corner before kind of determines what you're going to do in the next corner, because the line's kind of, it's hard to cross the track in certain areas. Like if you go outside, you're probably going to stay outside, set up for the inside on the next one. Like you can't.
How about trying to pass me at Ponca? How'd that go for you?
Well,
you made a bad choice there.
I mean, it just went how it went.
But what I'm saying is,
now give us some more.
A couple seconds before, you're looking a couple seconds ahead all the time.
Yeah, I'm just
in
thinking
your brain, you're telling yourself in your brain what to do, and that's what you do.
I'm never thinking of the current.
You're right. Like, but what I'm
at.
saying is he kind of fucked it up there on me when he tried to pass me. He jumped the gun a little too much.
But Chase, here's the deal. If he's on a moped, and
how many times? How many times have you jumped? How many times you jumped the gun?
I'm not the experienced racer here.
Yeah, I 100% agree with what you're talking about, Blake, because I can think of a perfect example of this on both Reynolds and Ponca. So Reynolds, after you hit the step-up triple out of the canyon in that right-hand corner, and that little straightaway, after you make that right-hander, there's always a ton of ruts right there. And if you're not already kind of committed to one side of the track, you're like coming out of that corner like, fuck, where do I go? You know, kind of making decisions on the fly, and then you would get messed up and sketchy coming into the corner and shit. And then same thing at Ponca. You hit the straightaway coming down the fence where we always used to park back in the day, hit that left-hand sweeper, long straightaway right there, and then coming into that corner, there's always a shit ton of ruts. So it's the same thing. If you're not already kind of committed to, middle, inside, or out, you're making decisions on the fly, and then you're getting hesitant. And
for me, I always tell myself where I'm going way before I'm there.
Yeah.
And that's where I go. And if it works or it don't work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I know for me, I don't know if this is I don't know what the hell this is, but for me personally, if I go walk a track, I get in my head, I'm intimidated. And I'm like, man, I don't think half this shit's possible. And
First lap of practice, you jump everything.
yeah, it's like, to me, it's intimidating. Like, if I walked the track after I rode it, I'd be like, man, how does somebody ride this? But like, when I'm on the bike, on the track, I don't think about none of that.
Yeah.
Like, you look at a jump, it's got a lot of ruts on it, or the landing's ruddy. When I'm riding, I don't think about none of that. I don't know if it's because I'm moving so fast across it. And I'm not saying just me personally, like, oh, I'm going fast. I'm just saying, like, you're moving at a high rate of speed. Like, I don't think about any of those ruts.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen a rut or a face that's really ruddy. If I was to walk up it, I'd be like, in my head, I'd be intimidating myself. But when I'm on the bike, I don't even think about it. I don't even think about the rut. Like, when I'm moving faster, the rut, it's almost hard to get out of the rut, if that makes sense.
You can't look
You're
at
already,
the ground.
you're already moving. I'm already moving so forward that I'm already through the rut, and I didn't even think about the fact that I just hit the face with a rut in it.
Just like, think about driving your vehicle. If you look out your, like, driver's side window, it looks like you're going fast as hell.
Right.
You look out the windshield, you're going slow, right?
Yeah.
So if you do that on your dirt bike, don't look straight at the ground and look way ahead. It slows everything down and everything works way better.
Yeah. That's always been classic Blake Barnes advice. You've been saying that since we were little kids.
I mean,
will continue to say that.
Yeah.
To me, like, this is how I put what Blake's saying in sense in my own head. If let's say I'm on a bicycle and there's 3 lanes that are really deep. If I'm going to go slow through them, it's going to be real hard to keep my balance.
Yeah.
If I go really fast, I have less time to think about it and less time to fall.
Yeah.
On my dirt bike, I do the same thing. And a lot of things I like to do if it's ruddy is I just fucking pop the front wheel up.
Yeah.
Because if I'm almost out of it and I'm getting sketchy and pop the front wheel up, then the back end's going to maybe get a little sketchy, but front wheel's going to land and I'm going to go straight.
One time, me and Brian Jones stayed 2 weeks at Underground, and Jeremy Martin was there. We was kids. We was like 15 years old. And Jeremy he come down to our camper one day. He's like, we riding pussies? And it was muddy as hell. And I was like, fuck, I guess we'll ride. And so me and Brian get geared up and we go ride. And there was like, at Underground, there's probably 2 like tabletop triples that were like 100 plus foot. And when you landed in a rut. And when you jumped the next one, that was 100 plus foot, you landed, you
It was in
jumped it in that same rut. And me and Brian were battling the whole time. And when it got that ruddy, he would try to turn out of it. He'd eat shit in between them at third gear on a 450. You know what I mean? Like this.
Brian or Jeremy?
Brian would.
Oh, that makes sense.
But like me and Jeremy would be closer when it got rougher like that. You know what I'm saying? When it was a highway, Brian would stay with us. And then when it got ruddy like that, he would look at the ground and try to turn out of it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, looking ahead makes a big, big, big difference.
So, other than what we've been talking about, go to you first, Supernom. What's the key to going fast at Ponca?
I mean, if it's going to be real ruddy, to me it's similar to Raynard's, but the ruts are different. It's not soft
Right.
at Ponca. It may there's going to be ruts regardless at Ponca as long as it's tilled proper, but it's also going to be hard packed.
Yeah.
So to me, Ponca's find the fast lane. You can't trust I don't know. Sometimes at Ponca, there's corners that are just a straight bowl.
Yeah.
And it's dry slick. But at Ponca, to me, it's about just maintaining your momentum.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to get hung up. Like, I don't want to say this too many times, but it depends on the day. But sometimes ruts get so deep that you got to just get out of it. Like, for some reason, most people want to go to the very inside of every corner. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. It's just a target thing. I don't know if it's shortest
estate.
Like the shortest distance between a straight line is, or the shortest distance between anything is a straight line. But that the inside's most likely not going to be your line there. So
it's going to be super deep and
venture out,
especially at Ponca.
Hit some outsides in practice, whatever. Try if you're behind someone and you're following them and it ain't working, hit a different line. I mean, and sometimes Ponca gets a lot of different lines, so you can make up a lot of seconds in one corner.
Yeah,
if you hit a good line and they hit a bad line.
But that place is very like a racetrack. Mm-hmm. It's made that way.
Yeah, it seems so simple.
Yeah,
but like I said, there's some corners in the back. There's an S corner that there can be a lot of time made up right there.
Yeah, well,
that's what I'm saying.
What you're saying about
inside or outside and be faster or slower.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a pretty small corner at Ponca develop 8 lines that are long. So, you know what I mean? So, like, in most times, everybody's going to go to the inside.
Yeah.
Don't go to the inside.
That S turn you're talking about in the back.
Yeah, hit it.
The left hand coming out of the S.
Yeah, you'll hit
inside's always.
You hit the old
radiator
tunnel,
deep ruts.
You'll hit the old tunnel step up.
Yeah.
But now it's just a step up. Then you'll hit a little corner, a little double right through there.
Yeah.
There can be a lot of time made up right there.
Yeah, for sure. That's always where I lose time on that
and
track.
the deepest rut, I guarantee, is going to be the very inside. Mm-hmm. Don't hit that one. You know, hit a different line, and the track these days is actually kind of jumpy. It depends what type of or what size bike you ride. Like if you're on 60s, apparently you're not going to hit some of the big triples and stuff. But so like I mean, if I was a 60 guy, I'd say like after the finish and you do the another S, that triple. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I mean, sometimes those little bikes can find some inside lines that are smooth. And apparently you're not trying to hit that triple afterwards. So if you can save time by going more inside, maybe try that. But Ponca to me is just kind of a track that's like, when it gets real deep and ruddy like that, you just got to find the lines that work. Mm-hmm. Like me on big bikes, that line's probably not going to work for a 60 rider.
Right.
Most of the time, but
you got to get out of the main line at that track, like at least in sharp corners.
Yeah, because the ruts get so deep.
They get radiator deep and chug holes in them.
I know a lot of times too, there's lines that you don't even see. Like there's lines that, like, let's say a corner is real ruddy. Like let's say a sweeping corner is real ruddy. Mm-hmm. Sometimes there's like a way outside line that kind of knifes and cuts across all of the main lines. Almost a T Young line, but not quite.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, it goes back to
it's just
looking at those lines before you're there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. You just gotta mix it up. You can never do the same thing that's not working and expect a different result. Mm-hmm. You gotta try something different.
I think the main thing is just experience on a dirt bike and looking ahead and finding a line before you're there and picking the best line.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter the dirt, no matter anything.
Yeah, that's true.
And one thing that I learned a long time ago, like I was saying, when me and Jeremy were at Underground, Chad Johnson was our trainer, and he told us, he said, "Can you make this step up from the inside?" And it was a nasty rut. I said, "Yeah." "Then why are you going outside?" I said, "It seems more simple, smoother." He said, "Why would you waste all that real estate and go outside and jump the same jump when you can go inside and jump it? And the whole corner, you're
taking 20 yards versus 10 yards.
You're saving 30 foot the whole corner by going inside and clearing the same jump, because it'll jump right out of the corner. You know
if you can make it every time,
right?
And we could, but the outside seemed you could go faster through the outside, but the inside you could still make the jump.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, the inside was faster because you weren't burning up.
That's a judgment.
As much real estate.
Yeah, I agree. Because that's not necessarily a universal truth. Because sometimes if you hit the jump from the inside, you get popped really high, and
it was like a step up out of the corner. It was the jump in the corner worked.
It made sense
very
in that
good
instance. Yeah.
At a big race, that inside is going to get blown the fuck out.
Right.
To where it's not possible.
Yeah.
Then you got to start venturing.
But
'Cause I
what he
remember-
was saying is like, don't waste real estate if you
Yeah.
if you don't have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like so, like you know at Ponca when you go through the start, or I
He was
guess-
making you guys conscious of that.
yeah, go to the finish line, you turn right, then you turn left and hit that big double. You know what I'm talking about?
Triple thing.
If you could
Over
jump
the
it from the
start or whatever.
inside,
Yeah.
which
If you can jump from the inside, you need to
It's
jump
way
from the inside,
faster. Right.
because
Yeah.
outside takes a lot more real estate.
you're more
That's what he was
comfortable.
saying.
Yeah,
I was-
you're more comfortable hitting it from the outside, but you can hit it from the inside and gain a half second there.
I was going to say that's a perfect example of where that does apply.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's where
What's
that's
funny-
where we were going at in that deal.
It's funny he says that. Remember last year I was hesitant on that jump, and first time I hit it was from the inside, and I never even tried it from the outside because I knew from the inside if I hit it just wide open,
You knew you was going to clear it.
I'd make
Yeah,
it.
that's
And then I'm like,
outside
why
map
would
to
I
check
go
your speed.
outside? Because you're going way far out there just to do the same jump.
Yeah. That's
Squid.
That's the cool thing about that jump, at least on our bikes with the power that we have, is that it's pretty much second gear, give it what you got, and you clear it pretty much good every time, as long as the line's good.
Yeah, I've also watched Deegan do that on a Super Mini from the inside. When 450s wouldn't hit from the inside.
That's true. Ain't no telling what that thing's got underneath him.
Oh, that and
It's
skill.
not that.
Yeah,
It's just
and
corner
he's,
speed.
and he's a bad dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a bad dude. I didn't mean
Yeah,
to take
corner
that away
speed's
at
the
all.
biggest thing there.
That's the biggest.
Another
thing.
thing I'd say too at Ponca, I mean, in practice, don't be scared to try to lay into a rut.
So yeah, this is a discussion we have anytime we bring up Ponca. So the ruts there are kind of unique to where they go down as opposed to building up on the outside.
Sometimes.
Which, yeah, I mean, I would say a lot of the inside
But I think
ruts are
it goes
especially
back
that
to
way.
what we were talking about earlier about like Loretta's or Ponca. The dirt don't get tilled up that much, so it like digs down.
Right.
If the dirt's tilled all the time, it's concrete underneath.
Yeah. So it's a little bit
Right
unique.
or wrong?
No, you
Do you agree with me?
No, you're right.
Like
for
Loretta
sure.
ruts and Ponca ruts are a lot the same.
Can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Loretta's like these days for sure brings in a lot more sand, and they find a way to just make it tacky.
Yeah.
I think
Which
it's because it ain't
Ponca
worked.
can be tacky.
It's because either one of them ain't worked that often.
Yeah. Well,
Could
I remember talking to Taryn about Ponca ruts when he was here talking with us, and he said that in his opinion, one of the keys to going fast through deep Ponca ruts is coming in with a lot of momentum and not necessarily worrying about like getting into it and then trying to haul ass. It's more about coming in with more speed and kind of rolling through them.
Yeah,
Yeah. Would you agree with that, Superno?
I'd agree. And just finding the one that's not too deep.
Yeah.
If you're going to come in and drag peg, I mean, momentum's getting lost.
Right.
A lot like Branson.
Yeah.
A lot like Branson.
Yeah, the ruts at
Because
Ponca
it's only
nowadays
worked
are a lot
once
like
a
Branson.
year, not
Yeah.
every day. of the
I don't
year.
remember them being as much like they are now when we were younger.
Ponca?
But yeah.
No, it didn't used to be like that to me.
Yeah. I remember.
But to me also,
it was always ruddy, but
depends how you till it. If you till a track really deep, it has potential to get a lot of deep ruts. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you till a track of 6 inches deep, it's going to be real hard to break through that ground level that's packed in.
right.
If you till it a foot deep, you already got a foot deep rut. Plus, I mean, at Ponca during the national or a loaded state race,
Dixon just got a chub.
a lot of tires going through there.
Mm-hmm.
We
It's
just
going to
heard,
dig into the dirt.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The earth.
Super no. Sorry to interrupt, but we heard some thunder, and I seen instantly Austin's pants over here bounced up.
Raised up a little bit, pitching that old tent.
That J Stone
So
is
for you guys listening,
heard.
you might start hearing some rain on our metal roof here. And I think this is a good time. We're going to take a little commercial break, and I think it's time for caller 9.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we'll be back with caller 9 here real shortly.
Tired of your kids living through their cell phone? Experience the great outdoors at Jandaber's, just 30 minutes south of Tulsa in Okmulgee. Bring the family to Jandaber's. We've taught over 3,000 kids doing up to ride safely and be good sports, even when they're throwing dirt around one of our 10 tracks. Don't have a bike? No problem. You can rent or buy the right bike from our knowledgeable team. Book a lesson now. Packages available for every skill level. Experience the great outdoors at Jandaber's Motorsports Park in Okmulgee, Oklahoma.
Motocross families tend to be really busy. Whether it's working on bikes during the week after work or racing them on the weekends, it's hard to find time to take care of your lawn. Progressive Lawn and Pests in Tulsa has been servicing lawns in the Tulsa metro area since 2005. They built a solid reputation in the community for outstanding work and ability to follow through on commitment and professional lawn care and pest control services. They use quality products that get results you can see, and their technicians are highly trained and will stop at nothing until you're completely satisfied. They're licensed by the Oklahoma Department of Agriculture, and they've had a Better Business Bureau rating of A+ since 2011. Give Progressive Lawn and Pest a call today at 918-978-5296 and tell them the Pit Racing sent you over there, and give yourself one less thing to worry about around the house.
It's some kind of wild shit, but we're about to hook you in.
That might be it. I don't know. It should show up as Roadcaster.
We're trying to dial in the
unsuccessful
Stillwater Power Sports #1 salesman, Mr. Ryan Nichols.
There it is.
Yeah.
If you're a frequent Pit Racing listener, you know this guy. It was one of our favorite episodes.
Besides the mayor.
Shit, boy.
There it is.
Is he in here now?
Yeah, he's in.
Hey, you're caller 9. This is the Hoot Owl. You're caller 9.
Oh, yeah. The old Hoot Owl, man. That guy's got me for the last 2 weeks.
You ready to go to the ice rink, see some hockey?
I'm hoping to, man.
Tulsa Oilers. Well, we got 2 tickets.
What? Is my phone loud? I don't know. No, it's 4 tickets. God dang, I was going to take you guys.
Shit, you're right.
Shit. Yep.
Hey, how you been, Ryan?
Good, brother. How about you guys?
We've been good. We've been on a hiatus at the Pit Racing Podcast, but we're back in it.
Heck yeah, man. Life happens. Get busy, you know?
Yeah, I ain't seen you since the Cowboy Club. How's that new job treating you?
Dude, it's awesome. It is absolutely awesome.
Because we need some sponsors.
You came to the right place, my friend. As soon as I win those tickets, I'll be big time.
Keep selling them rigs.
Oh yeah, we're trying. We haven't got one out the door yet. But
tomorrow though, you're going to Kearns, right?
Do what?
Tomorrow you're going to Kearns, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go see if we can make that work. So
I've seen a couple of new trucks going down the road today.
Do what?
I've seen a couple new trucks going down the road today. Kearns.
Yeah, they got some a few months ago.
Well, they look new. That's why I said that.
Yeah,
they were worse, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, they was.
They was.
That's the only kind of truck there is. Huh?
What kind of motor they got?
Hell, I don't know what they're running those. I didn't sell them. I spec these out with the MX-11s though. If you need any of that.
What is that? Is that a cat?
Is that something?
It's a pack car.
I'm sure it's
a car. Yeah, hell yeah, it's good.
Pack car. That's a leaking motherfucker.
Jesus
nobody
Christ.
wants a pack car.
Oh, bullshit.
I mean, I know you change industries, but it's got to be something good because what you sell me always gets me out of the gate first.
Exactly. I mean, maybe we need to get into semi and dump truck racing, boys.
Hey,
see who can dump a load faster.
I know. Chase is gonna be pretty quick out the gate on that one.
Oh shit. Yeah. So semi sales, completely different ball game. Huge learning curve. Lots of training.
Hey, what are we going to do when Austin gets back in here? We're like caller number 9.
No.
We got to go off with it.
I can't. I got to win. Tomorrow's my day. I feel it.
Well, we got to come up with something. You're butting in this show, you know what I mean?
I'm butting in. You called me.
Austin's going deep. He's about to crack the top.
Dropping in.
He's about to crack the top on a Heineken double lot.
Double lot Heineken right here. Premium quality.
Yes, sir. We're getting serious.
Virgin Mary has entered the building.
What'd you do for your birthday? Anything good?
Podcast.
He just took the headphones off.
He stopped off at the Cowboy Club and then he rolled over to the Pit Racing studio.
Oh
He's a
I damn near stopped at the Cowboy Club on the way home today. They had a pool tournament going on.
Oh, hey, you want to get into some pool? Let's go. Got a stick in the truck.
What time did you come through there today?
Today, hell, I come through about 6:05.
I was already gone, but I went there about 4.
Oh, hey, thanks for the heads up. I could have been nearby, you know?
He's kind of in the time guy.
Hey, Ryan.
Right.
You kind of been my number one supporter at the Cowboy Club here recently.
No problem, man. We enjoy the music.
And I just wanted to let you know that we're going to be coming in big time next time we come in there.
Power is currently out at the Cowboy Club.
I went and got a whole new setup, and it's going to shit on what I've been bringing in there.
Oh, yeah. We're going to rock our faces off. Mm-hmm. That's going to be awesome.
Cowboy
Club. When are you coming back? Do you have a date yet?
Yeah, April 9th. Next time I'll be in there.
April 9th. I'll put on the calendar.
I got on the phone with Joe, and he said, well, I would have you come in 2 weeks, but I got this guy booked up, and I don't want to hurt his feelings, so, you know.
Well, that's fair.
I went there today, and Joe was like, man, I feel bad. I kind of skipped Austin, and he's like my number one, and we're going to he's going to be here the 9th. I skipped him like 2 shows that he should have been here, but he'll be here April 9th. I said, all right.
That's going to be good.
Because Joe actually texted me today, and he goes, hey, come to the Cowboy Club or come to the bar, and I'm going to buy your drinks. So I went and drank 2 beers there before I came here.
My God.
So what do you
hell of a deal.
I went in there with my arms thrown. He said, we ain't fighting tonight.
Yeah, you can't do that close to the last one, huh?
And then he said, I miss O-Town.
Oh, boy.
So you're selling them Kenworths now, ain't you?
Yeah, we're trying to.
Yeah. How's business?
Yeah. I'm like I said, I'm still learning, so I haven't really put forth a whole lot of effort as far as going after the sales because I don't want to sell a product and not be somewhat knowledgeable about it, you know?
Right, yeah.
100%. I've the company is MHC. It's a great company to work for, man. I'm pretty stoked. They've done a great job of bringing me on and showing me the ropes and everything. So just kind of easing into it. And
well, I mean, as long as you ease them into a sponsorship for pit racing, I mean, everything's good here on this end.
Absolutely. I don't know that they'll be in, but maybe I can sell some trucks and maybe I can help out.
I've heard you got some
independent contract.
We need to get Phil in.
I've heard you got some pretty cool bosses. What's their names? You got a Warren. You got a Bo Warren.
Warren Bo. Yeah.
Warren Bo or Bo Warren.
Luke Duke.
No. Bo and Warren, man. Those guys are great. They're actually the ones that helped get me on, and they're like you said, it's a whole different world. There's so much to learn.
It's a crazy small world because you know how I met you at Gold Rush. I don't know. 7-8 years ago through Mr. Mayor over here.
Shit, boy.
And he introduced us. And then, Bo being a friend of my brother's, and then just small world, this past year at Gold Rush, I'm like, who is this guy over here, this big motorhome parked by us? And it's Warren. And then Bo's with Warren, and then you're talking to them two. I'm like, what? This is like a really big, small circle. And
it's weird.
Now all of a sudden you're working for them, and
we're eating Arnold's hamburgers for lunch.
Yeah, it's really small world, but I like it because now, like you said, you're in the same town as me. You got to go to lunch this week, and it's crazy how things work out. But
it is.
Are y'all fitting to get married?
Yeah, we're about to get married. He said it's only a 50-minute drive. We can make it work.
Oh shit! Hard left.
Fucking knee slapper.
No, we're changing.
Oh damn!
We ain't having nothing to the left.
Oh man. So well, I don't want to hijack the show as Blake called it anymore. So
what?
I'll let you boys get back to it.
All right, Ryan, get away from us.
It's good to hear from you.
Man, thanks for calling. Yeah, you guys take it easy. Blake, be safe getting home. It's raining, so be careful.
I'm going to the drive-ins.
It's a jumping good time, boys.
You won't have a front row seat. Ryan's got that reserved.
Yeah, VIP only.
Hey, we'll catch you at the Cowboy Club here in a few weeks.
Man, we'll see you guys there. Look forward to it. Catch you later.
All right, see you,
Thanks,
Ryan.
Ryan.
Love you. Bye.
Good old Ryan Nichols.
The man, myth, the legend. Always up for a good time.
Dude, that motherfucker is.
He is.
He could be a comedian. He is the funniest motherfucker
He was
I ever met.
very mild tonight.
Yeah, I'm kind of upset.
Yeah.
Ain't on that high zoo.
Hey, as Ryan would say, you'll have that on those big jobs.
That's what he always tells me. You're right.
He's big trucker now. He's got that collar popped
Hey,
up.
moving up in life. You know what I mean?
Hey, let's close out this OSCS preview show. We've already talked about Sweet 16, which is the final round, October 15th. So round 8 before that is September 17th at Elk City.
Oh shit, Elk City.
Elk City. Let me take
Elk
this.
City's a very good track. Like,
boy
I think
Moss.
it's probably top 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's
For
in the top
Oklahoma.
3 for sure.
If we had one thing to say though, what would you be careful on?
Duh, triple.
Yeah.
Trip.
Let me chime in here.
I think that's probably the funnest part of the track.
Not saying it ain't, but
Bow.
gotta be careful on the on the Elk City trips. You know what I mean?
So we'll go back. We'll go back 1 year. We had our good buddy Laramie Wilkinson, which is one of the wheelie boys.
Lamb dog.
Oh, Lair, he ate it hard. Came up short, broke his wrist.
He went Larry Enticer,
In his
said,
leg.
I'm just going to send
And there
it.
was another guy the same weekend.
He
I
wasn't on one of them ski bikes.
can't remember who it was. Same day, another guy ate it pretty hard on that triple.
Yep.
Joe Bob Millionaire.
Triple's pretty big. I mean, it was
It's big.
me and Dixon over here. We kind of shriveled up a little bit
Oh, for sure.
and pussed out. Supernaw says, first lap,
First
throw a big whip over it. Show you guys.
No
I
whip.
woke up 5 minutes ago.
No whip.
I'm going to send her first lap of practice.
No whips. I
Slept in a tent.
did not want to double it. I mean,
But anyway, so we'll move along. So fast forward a year, and our good buddy Cade Burton, that's a neighbor of mine, he goes down. He's trying to win a winter series championship in C class.
For those of you who don't know Cade, he's gone from a beginner rider like 8 months ago to being on pretty much the same lap times as me in about that period of time. But you can say what you want about me in that instance, but
He never raced beginner, went straight to novice, and his first novice race got 9th out of 22, and then went up to top 5, and then this past race, which I know there wasn't a ton at
Hey,
gas.
listen. He just lets the dog eat.
He does. But
That's all you can say about it.
I want to
And-
give him this, though. At gas, I think there was only 5 or 6 in novice, but he won. You tell me you won a novice race your first year racing ever.
oh, not a chance. Yeah. But I said this to him a few times, and this will preface where this story is going. As I told him, I said, I'm blown away by how much speed you have, but it's scaring me a little bit. And I'll let you tell the rest of the story.
Yeah, and
balls are a little bit tingly there, bud. As a northern say.
no, and what Austin's getting at is he was worried about Cade and just like, going too fast
Because he was
progressing.
sending the fuck out of it, but he was loose.
Yeah, like he's progressed really quick, but he hasn't fine tuned everything.
Yeah.
So he's a little in the air, not perfect style, but he can hit corners fast. He's not scared to let it hang. And anyways, Elk City. So the big triple in the middle. He's eyeing it in practice. First lap of the race, decides to send it, and comes up a tad bit short. When I say tad bit, I saw the GoPro about 10 foot short, and
10 kilometers.
maybe would have been okay, but he was worried about landing on his buddy, and so he was a little skewed. But he had to bail off to the side. Ends up breaking his leg/ankle. He's currently has an external fixator, which is gnarly. I mean,
Halo.
It's rough, man. I feel for him. But anyways, and it trashed his bike. Like, I mean, a brand new Yamaha.
So all that's to say, if you're at Elk City, and you're not super confident in hitting the triple, you might give it a few thoughts.
Yeah, looking back, he says he shouldn't have hit it that first lap, which he's still. That's the type of guy Cade is, and I know he's listening to this, and man, he's tough as they get, and he's talking about he's ready to go hit that jump again, and he's got 6 months ahead of him before he rides again. I bet.
Yeah,
but
the thing about that jump is like they had a similar jump at Gish's place when Albertson was running it. And, Blake, what are you doing over there?
Snap a hoe, boy, what's good?
They had a similar jump at Gish's place when Albertson was running it. And I hit that jump, and it's pretty much the same length, same style of jump, but it had kind of a bailout on the landing. If you came up short, even by like 15 feet, you landed on like a flat spot on top of the jump, and you bounced all the way to the bottom, but as long as you stayed on top of it, you could ride out. The jump at Oak City is not that way. If you come up short, it's going to be rough.
Yeah,
in or out, boys.
Going for a ride.
Yeah.
It's a weird.
Anyways,
it's a weird jump.
I talked to him about it, and he said he's played it back in his head a million times.
So he knows what to do.
He
now.
knows. Yeah, he's like, I screwed up. I know what to do next time.
Throttle.
Anyway, shout out to Cade. First day he's like, bummed, and I'm gonna have to sell the bike, blah blah blah, all that shit. And now a few days later, he's talking about. I'm going to be ready for the Winter Series. What I got to do to fix the bike.
It's that bounce back.
That's how we were all wired. I mean, if you're really passionate about the sport, something like that is not going to make you quit. If it makes you quit, you weren't fully invested in all about it.
Yeah. Chase, go back
with your buddies.
10 years ago, Chase. You cut your finger off in a dirt bike or a wheel. And your dad said,
"And you were
you're racing in 3 weeks on quads."
I raced less than a month.
And what happened?
You raced less than a month later. If you want it, you want it.
If you don't want it, stay on the couch.
Really, just goes to show
it's all. No matter what, it's all about how much you want it.
And what's cool
people
about
say, "I don't have the support. I don't have this. I don't have that." That has nothing to do with anything.
Perfect example. What I'm just talking about. Cade and his wife, Cade and Amber.
Love story.
Love story here.
Die hard.
Yeah, let's let it all hang out. But shout out to her. He's the income for the family.
Amazing woman.
But she hasn't even once said, "Hey, you got to quit racing." She doesn't understand.
Amazing woman.
We talked about it today. They'll never understand it like we do.
But she wants him to do what he loves.
She knows that it's a different understanding, and that he's not going to just say, I quit. And so they're making it work, and they're going to make it work, and he's going to race again. So, anyway.
Yes, sir.
That's all I got to say on that. Is that Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
All I got to say about that.
Unfortunately, a fellow member or a fellow friend of ours got busted up on dirt bikes. Who'd have thought?
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't have never
Cool
thought.
Thing is, though, I live right down the street.
But he's coming back.
So I've been able to, like today I brought him 3 bags of ice from the pool store. I've been able to, whatever he needs, help him out. And
hey, I know. I've met Cade quite a few times. Awesome dude.
Oh, he ain't one
he's so cool.
No,
he's not one to ask for anything. I keep having to text him, hey, you need this, you need that.
He's an awesome dude. Like, I've only, luckily I've got the chance to meet him a few times, and we've got to know each other. He's a bad dude, but here's how I know he's construction. And I hope I can help him work on this, because, like, I can help him work on stuff on the track if he wants me to, but here's the only other thing we need to work on. We got to lose him construction shades on the daily. Because he be rocking them.
Hey, I guarantee you, as soon as he listens to this, they're coming off the head. I know he'll be listening.
I hope he says, fuck you, Deep, and just rocks them for the rest of his life.
I'd love that, too. Say, fuck
Dude,
you.
I see this guy, like, he's stone cold when I see him. He's got that slick back kind of hair and some construction shades on.
Not much hair.
That's what I'm saying.
Slick back.
That's why when I was trying not. I didn't want
high and tight.
I didn't want to say like bald,
like
but
me, got that skull.
he ain't skull like Barnes, but
shit, boy.
But I mean, he is. Them construction shades are. I mean, they're free. I understand where he's coming from. I'm in the same field.
Flip it down, Blake.
But yeah, he's rocking them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like Men in Black, but it's like just got to the track. Yep. Not quite Men in Black. I don't know where he's at, but he's rocking it.
Yeah. So anyway, back to Elk City. So this track, like, you can get a great start here and lead for a little while, but I mean, there's passing opportunities everywhere. It's a great racetrack. Pretty jumpy track. A lot of switchbacks and long straightaways. Pretty good dirt.
Good dirt. Few do or dies. I mean, can't complain about it.
Yeah, I mean, I had probably one of the best battles I've ever had there last year with Mac in the novice class. It was really cool. We went back and forth like 3 or 4 times in one moto. He got the best of me at the end, but respect. But it was
dude, one section I need redemption on is before the big triple that we've been blowing about.
The rhythm? Or
yeah,
the loops, whatever.
I don't know what the fuck I did to that section every lap.
You know what I think the most gnarly section is? Finish line, haul ass, sweeper.
Oh, yeah.
And that right-hander.
I
think that's the main thing that separates people.
I got past there.
I thought I broke my wrist last year there in practice.
I got past in that section twice there.
And then
I went down
gnarly.
I went
just
down
think
hard.
that the section is.
You got to be willing to send it.
Well, here's the thing. He built a lip up on the outside that you can get on and go as fast as you want.
Yeah.
And I went fast to crash real quick. But I didn't really get hurt, but like the way I crashed, it just like folded my wrist up and everything and like went numb for a while. And I mean, I was okay, but yeah, I mean, you know how it is.
Oh yeah.
Strain a wrist, you never know what you really do, but yeah, I crashed pretty good there last year in practice.
Thought you broke-ed that bitch at first.
Broke-ed, most likely.
Broke-ed my nose.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna bump this to the next round. What were we? Round 9.
Hold on, we ain't done. We already talked about Sweet 16 today. We ain't done with Elk City yet.
Elk Shitty?
Elk Shitty for sure.
No, that ain't Elk Shitty. I know you do a shitty on every city, but I'm not putting a shitty on Mason Moss. Is it Moss? Is that how you say it?
Yeah. Yep.
I love Mason Moss. Never knew exactly how you say it, but he's a good dude.
I've known him.
I loved it when I saw that. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that track is city owned.
Yeah.
And he basically.
I don't know that situation.
I recently heard from somebody, I can't remember who it was, which could be wrong, but it's city owned or something along the likes, that he runs the track but doesn't technically own it.
Yeah. I heard the city owns the equipment too.
But either way, that really doesn't matter. He
That's
runs
all hearsay.
Yeah, he runs it and makes stuff happen, and he's done a great job. He's done it the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I've been there, I mean, I don't even get to talk to the guy. I'd love to, but he's busy from the time the sun comes up to the sun goes down.
Yeah. There's a really technical kind of quad triple type thing right there, kind of in the middle of the track, right by the finish line, but going the opposite direction. And I can't remember at the end of the day, like in race mode, were you hitting that every lap, or was it faster, quote unquote, to go to the inside and kind of defend that line and not triple?
No, he got past getting. I was a
Put the woes on that motherfucker.
I was a spectator. I was a spectator.
Hey, hold on, I'm asking the heat.
Let me say this, Chase, and you can say yours. So here's what happened.
All right.
So in practice, I crashed like second lap. I never hit it. And then we lined up on the gate, and Chase said, "You better hit that quad." And I'm like, "Doubt it." So first lap, I grabbed the Holy, and I hit the quad.
Because he knew
I didn't really
what I was saying.
I didn't want to hit the
goes.
quad. I didn't mean to hit the quad. It wasn't a hard jump, but I hit the quad. Mason passed me, and I had no chance of catching him. I tried. He was gone.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "This is my track."
And then second race.
For real?
Yes, that happened.
Second race, I grabbed the whole shot. Went around the big sweeper, S-turn.
Yeah.
I went outside, hit the quad. Mason went inside, blocked me. I didn't hit the quad. Hard zog.
You were talking about tripling in. You triple in, then quad.
Yeah, triple in. He blocked me from tripling in, so I doubled in.
The Zog did.
Didn't hit the quad. Hard daddy Zog.
No, you quadded and about landed on Zog.
No. You got it all wrong. Shut the fuck up for just 1 second.
I'm out.
Let me just redo it one time. Second moto, I grabbed the hole shot. I go to hit the triple before the quad. Moss blocked me from hitting the triple, so I doubled. I doubled the quad, or I don't hit the quad. Hard Zog hits the quad.
You're right.
Hard Zog hits the quad. I don't know how he missed me. Like, I just look over and he just right there. He blasts to the lead for 3 corners. But somehow we didn't die right there, and I'm thankful.
Yeah.
It was a good and not good time.
Yeah. Natalie.
But yeah, overall, though, the quad wasn't hard, but wasn't much time gained either.
Yeah.
Because Mason didn't hit it one time and beat me by at least probably 15, 20 seconds each moto. And I got second both motos.
Mason beat you by that much?
Yeah, dude's a fucking shredder.
Banfield?
No, Moss.
Oh, yeah. I've known that dude since we were kids, and that motherfucker's bad.
Oh, he was bad that day for sure because I had nothing for him. I tried. I couldn't deliver. I mean, I understand it's his home track. The problem is, though, is he came to Stillwater, which, I mean, I barely ever ride. I don't think he rides too much either, but I crashed each moto and didn't get to battle with him. I think Taryn had us covered no problem, but I didn't get to battle with him, and that kind of bummed me out.
Yeah.
You know, I remember Mason whenever I was young. Mason was a good dude. His dad owns a crane company, and I raced him my whole life, you know. And he's always been, win or lose, he's always been a good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've only really got to know him these last couple of years, but seems like a really solid dude. Like riding his track, like talking to him. We got him in that old Facebook group that I think
Oh, you're talking about Marky Mark Blackwell group?
Yeah. That
yeah, but that's not Marky Mark Blackwell group. That's
Swagger started that group.
Old Swag
Daddy.
special.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Fuck Swagger.
Fuck Swaggy's pit racing number 1.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
He is #1 fan for
Fuck
sure.
Swagger. He moved to Texas. We ain't friends with him.
Gee, what?
But
Now, me and Mark, we drank first moto beers all year, and we're gonna do it again this year.
hell yeah.
What first
We need to
moto
get Mark-
did you attend?
We need to get Mark on this motherfucker.
We've had Mark
Blackwell?
on this motherfucker.
We had him on here.
Oh, maybe I didn't listen to it.
Yeah, maybe you need to get him talking
I mean, you're
shit.
probably like me. I don't listen to any of these either. But yeah, Blackwell is definitely on here, and he killed it.
Yeah,
No, I love Mark. If there's somebody that,
If there's one person I love in this world, it's Mark Blackwell.
that's right.
Signed
That's
Blake
right.
Barnes.
Shit, boy.
All right, yep. I think key to Elk City, just to wrap this thing up, is just get a good start and carry momentum. Really, that track's got a lot of sections that can kind of kill your momentum, but as long as you keep that momentum up.
Hey, fast track and don't. If you're not comfortable on the jump, don't hit it.
Yeah.
I mean,
But at the end of the day, just be the best motherfucker out there. You're gonna win.
Hey,
you know?
that goes for every track on the circuit.
That's
Just
what
be
I'm
the
thinking.
fastest motherfucker on the track.
this is the Heapy famous line. Hey, if you want to go the fastest, just be the fastest. If you want to hit the fastest line, just be the fastest in the line. You know, it's simple. Just you want to go fast, huh? Nah, it's a cool track. It's got big jumps. It'll get a pretty rough. I'd say just find smooth lines and don't ride over your limits, because the big triple can take you out, and it has took a lot of people out.
Yep, that's for sure.
But the main thing is the best guy's gonna win.
The dude that wins is gonna win.
Well, we are coming up on 3 hours here. We got heavy rain coming in, so I think we might sign this thing out for the night here. But Blake, appreciate having you back in again, bro. It's good to see you.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. It's been fun. But it ain't been real fun, you know what I mean?
Chase, you want to sign out real quick? You done for the night?
You guys know any fat girls that might be out tonight? Because I'm interested.
Yeah, it's Blake's birthday. We're getting ready to get out of here.
All right, boys, hog gun season.
Hey, this is all I gotta say. We're on our way out. This is me right here.
Shit, boy.
Chase literally broke a finger hitting that button.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I got this blonde girl right now.
She over 400?
She down there in Corpus Christi. She's a bad girl. She'll be looking for me tomorrow.
All right. We're out of here. Pit Racing. We'll see you next time. Episode 16 coming 6 months from now.
Yes, sir.
Nah, we'll be back. We'll see y'all.
Shit.